Chat room. How are we doing today? Oh my god. Fucking perfect ass timing on that. I'm gonna pause it. I tried to do my makeup for you, but I still don't look that cute because all my makeup is expired and I'm too poor to buy more. Yeah, ass timing. Don't at me. Don't ask me. So anyway, oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the video.
James Rocks 18 cheered.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that is crazy that you're able to freehand a knit cabled sweater. Knitting cables I find are definitely easier than crochet cables, but I still don't think I would ever be able to freehand something like that. That's rad. That's rad. I'm jealous. In the positive way, not in the like I would punch her way. Anyway, hi guys. How are you guys doing? It's that chapter night. I hope you're all ready to hang out with the Scottish lad. Positive punches, yeah. I will not punch you. I will not punch you. I would never punch you. I would never do that. I would like to say that I would never punch anybody, but that philosophy is changing throughout the years. I am just getting much, much angrier as a person, which is like so counter to what I've worked on as a guy my whole life. Back when I was little, I used to have to, and by little I mean, it could have been anywhere between 5 and like 9. My memory is not great, but when I was a girl, when I was little, when I was younger, I had to be on like mood stabilizers and junk. Like it was really bad. It was really bad how angry I was all the time, and how I would react to my anger was even worse. But I got better. I got a lot better. I was like, I don't like being this person. I'm sure the medicine helped a lot. I didn't have a whole lot of therapy, but I have had therapy in my time, like since, and most of it, I worked really hard. I worked really fucking hard on becoming a more patient person and like being more constructive with my anger. Because when I was growing up, it was in my house, if you were mad at somebody, you were yelling at them and you were trying to hurt their feelings. You know what I mean? Willow J, we're still working on the ballerina top because I'm a very slow crocheter, apparently. But we will probably get to the end of this bodice part tonight, at least. Anyway, yeah, it took me a really long time and a lot of introspection to become the kind of person that instead of hurling insults, I would ask questions and like be productive with my anger. Like when somebody would make me mad, I would be like, why would you do that? Like that makes me feel this way. And I would like to understand your thoughts and feelings that led you to doing this thing to make me feel this way. Right? Because that's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. Like the whole point of conflict is resolution and coming together to figure it out, right? Anyway, that's all out the fucking window. I just want to harm Ben Shapiro. I just want to harm him. And Steven Crowder, too. And Tim Pool. I want to do bad things to them. I hope that right now all of their houses are burning down in tandem. I hope that. Truly, I mean it. I want nothing but annoying to terrible things to happen to them. I mean it. Anybody that can go on Twitter and try to do sarcastic fucking one-liners when women are going to be dying painful infection deaths alone and ashamed, they go onto the Bird app and try to like dunk on libs. I hope that their house burns down twice with stuff that they care about inside. Damn, Scoob? No. No. That's more mild than the shit that they want for me. Okay? They want me to die of a bad abortion. That's all I can fucking take from the shit that they say, is that they would rather that I died from an infected womb than had access to a medical procedure, a safe medical procedure that has been performed thousands of times. I want Carlson to choke on a frozen TV dinner. Yeah. It would be poetic. Luckily, you're not in America anymore. Yeah, but I'm still an American. Like, if it does get all Handmaid's Tale, they can make me come back. Canada will have to give me up. I definitely, I was talking to Aaron a little bit today, and we were talking about coping mechanisms. Mine is rage porn on Reddit and Twitter, where I go and I read this stupid shit and I pick fucking fights with idiots who believe in this kind of thing. And that's bad. She said that what she did was she focused her energy on writing to senators and stuff. And that's a really good idea. That's what I think that I will be doing tomorrow during the day. I have already helped 2 of my friends in the medical profession start their immigration paperwork, because right now Canada is fast tracking medical personnel immigration. So if any of you are trying to get to Canada, be or marry a doctor. and it'll happen for you. That, like, you'll get here. They'll get you in. They'll work hard to get you in if you're a doctor. As long as you haven't done a whole lot of drunk driving, or like any. Okay. Anyway, are we ready for some creepy crochet? Are you guys in? By the way, I am feeling a lot better. It definitely still not 100%, but I feel a lot better. Yesterday was brutal, but today I feel a lot better. For those of you wondering. Don't worry, I'd hide you. You're so sweet to me. I think that Josiah would too. I don't think that Josiah would let me go. James rocks. I mean it.
James rocks 18 cheered. Goice what?
I've never been more grateful that I'm both sex repulsed and infertile, and I absolutely loathe the fact that I have to feel those things for this reason. Yeah, it's pretty... Oh my God, James. Thank you so much. That's really nice.
Cheered. Chicken butt.
That's so nice. Our rules are... I think that they're written below the stream. I don't know if I updated the rules panel or not. I don't know how to approach people like that, to be honest. What people? All these people have relatives that have had an abortion at some point, like, definitely. Or, like, somebody that they care about. People who don't want welfare but also want poverty births, yeah. It's stupid. It's because, like, literally the only excuse for it is that they hate women. Like, they do think that women are second-class citizens. That is literally the only thing that can explain that. You are just anti-woman. Period. They can't be anti-poor people because they want to make so many fucking more. Care about the kids, but only until birth. Yeah, George Carlin nailed it during his, like, bit on the right wing. And those motherfuckers try to claim that guy. Ugh. Had shit day and basically imploded at work school. No, Bardic Muse. If you're a hug person, pretend I'm giving you a big warm hug that lasts just a second too long. They're also anti-teacher in a big way. They're anti-education. They want the masses to be stupid so that they can trick them. That's just true. It's been an initiative of the right wing for many, many years to take as much money out of public education as possible. They want rich people to have access to education if they want it. Silgnav, I'm still angry. I'm still a Spitfire. I am... Conservatism is a disease. And it needs cured. I need all the hugs. The ones that last a second too long are the best. I got you. And I always smell awesome. So, like, it'll be aromatherapy at the same time. That post about how unborn babies are the only demographic that people can be activists for without being called out for being dicks is making the rounds again. Really? Nice. Damn overeducated fucking Gates actually blamed overeducated. Yeah, I mean, take it. If you need any proof that conservatism is a disease, there it is. They want the worst for people that aren't them or their cohorts. And that's just true. Because the worse it is for me and you, the better it is for them. Nothing has ever been more obvious. It's just obvious. And like all of them crying about shit they make up themselves about the left. Fucking, I don't have room. I don't have room in my brain for that. I can't listen to any more of that fucking drivel. I just don't. Somebody needs to tell Ben Shapiro that no matter how many kinds of marriage he bans, it's not going to make it okay for him to marry his fucking sister. Like, somebody needs to let him know. I don't know who's going to break it to him, but somebody needs to. I've heard many, many, many times that birth control options and women's bodily autonomy is what skyrockets civilization's growth advancement or whatever. Yeah, it's true. And also, they all think that condoms just grow on trees, hey? They talk like contraception is readily available all over the place for free. And that's just not true. I remember once the Republicans stripped Planned Parenthood of funding, I lost access to my birth control. It was out of my reach after that. I couldn't get it anymore. It was too expensive to go and get prescribed the birth control that I needed. Like, go fuck yourselves. Stop playing by rules that you are made up, that are not written. Stop. God, fuck. Okay, we need to start. I'm just gonna get angry and make myself sick again. We're gonna get to work. We're gonna get to work. Can I just get 2 readies in chat, please? There's not a lot of us tonight, which is understandable because I have been so inconsistent and terrible lately. I'm sorry. My throat already hurts from having yelled. I'm the worst. I'm so sorry. We're going to start with Dating Game Kill. I forget who wanted to watch it. Is my fast over? Oh, yeah. My fast was only supposed to last for 24 hours. It lasted for like 40, though. You don't have anything to be sorry about. If most of the left were forced to go undercover as the right, we could, because most of us actually know their talking points. Most of them couldn't impersonate the left because their ideas of our talking points are so absolutely strawman. It's true. And if you ever want to know what the fuck the right is up to that they don't want you to know about, look at what they're blaming the left, like accusing the left of, because that's what they do. They project and deny. Project and deny is their ammo entirely. Anyway, we're going to go now. Looking forward to how this prison guard and inmate search ends, and we can watch it here on stream. What? An anonymous cheerer? I feel like that's James Rex. I don't mean to call you out. That's not nice of me to do. Thank you so much. That's really nice. You had Whataburger for lunch? Was it yummy? I fucking love fast food, man. I really love it. The scale very much reflects that, though, and I gotta chill out. To be honest, though, it's not. I'm not overstuffing myself on fast food. I'm overstuffing myself on super healthy food. It's that I've been volume eating stuff that shouldn't be volume eaten. Oh shit, you found me out. Sorry, I won't call you out again. That was very nice of you. Yeah, guard fell in love with an inmate and helped him escape, and they are on the run? What? How has this passed me by with all the true crime subs I'm a part of on Reddit? What? I need links this instant. Right now. Both named White. Lol. My heart is so heavy. A trans friend had to leave our hometown, tried to go back to get their stuff back, and their parents had trashed most of it. Fuck, dude. Is there like a GoFundMe or anything? If there's a GoFundMe for them, please, by all means, plug it in chat. If there isn't one, go make one and plug it in chat. That's really cute. There is a lot of cute emotes in there. Oh my goodness. I love the rainy one. I love the rainy one so much. That's so cute. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Happened at the same time as SCOTUS, so that's how it got buried. How do I make a GoFundMe? Go to GoFundMe.com.
Anonymous cheered.
Thank you for the anonymous cheer. Hi, Callista. How are you? It's good to see you. Just had dinner. It was Taco Bell. Woo, woo, woo. And I just spent far too much time mentally trying to classify ghosts of Taco Bell past, present, and future. Amazing. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Were they a part of, what was it, Prison Babes or whatever? Was it some lady from Prison Babes and then some guard? Think it's mostly articles at the moment to know if any video coverage is found. No, I know. I just want to know about it for me. Oh, what causes a vampire to be allergic to the sun? I am so glad you asked. Do you know what it is? It isn't pale skin because there are black and brown vampires. It isn't because they sparkle. It's not because they're made of crushed up diamonds. It's not any of that. It's because humans don't know because they don't have the sense of sneering. It's the sixth sense. It's a mixture of smelling and hearing. And the sun gives off a toxic snent for vampires. It can only hurt them. And pale people. But pale people, it's not because of snent. It's just because we are very weak. I hope that answers your question. Big tall dude and lady guard. Huh. A little bit good for them? Am I an asshole? That's my initial reaction. They pulled it off. Nice. I just love that they're not letting the system get them down. I haven't decided the horrible fallout of Taco Bell is actually the ghost of Taco Bell future. The better line up with Dickens' ghost, so I had to come up with something new for past and present. Okay. I have never reacted poorly to Taco Bell. Thank you, like a biker. This is awesome. Everybody's just showing me cute emotes, and I am here for it. He's 6'9". Holy moly. It's like Shaq and his girlfriend. Have you guys ever seen that picture of Shaq and his girlfriend? Where they're holding hands? And it looks like he's walking his toddler along. Okay, legit. Okay. I'm sorry. Now that we have 30 people in here, can I get 3 readies and we'll actually start this? Nice. Yes. Hell yeah. Okay, thank you guys. All right, let's go ahead and get this show on the road.
Hey,
It was Lil.
and welcome. My name is Mike.
Lil wanted to watch this and Lil isn't here.
Talk about dating contestant Rodney Alcala, and what a story it is.
I feel
kind
of like a dick
folks.
now.
In 1978, Rodney appeared on ABC television series The Dating Game, a very popular show, ladies and gentlemen, being introduced as a successful photographer who got his start.
Victoria,
when
I'm
his
glad
father
that you're
found
able
him
to
in the
breathe
darkroom
better.
At the age of 13, fully
So
developed.
sorry.
Between takes, you might find him skydiving, or maybe even motorcycling.
All right, let's
hear it for Rodney. Quite the catch.
get to work.
And he actually won the date with the Bachelorette, but unfortunately, she refused. She didn't go on the date with him because she said he was weird, and she was right. Unfortunately, folks, he was up to no good. Yeah, he was
I
up to,
like
a lot
that
of really
he did the
weird
canned reactions.
stuff. Like, real bad. So, let's get into it.
I've been told my body is trying to kill me. No, well, that sucks. What, can I do anything? I can't. I know I can't. I don't know why I'm even asking. Even if I were a doctor,
Rodney
I
Alcala
probably
was born
wouldn't
on
be a
August
talented
23rd,
one.
1943 in San Antonio, Texas. The dad would move the family down to Mexico in 1951. You know the good old signs, telltale signs of serial killers, the MacDonald triad, linking cruelty to animals, obsession with fire setting, and persistent bedwetting past a certain age. They are all linked to violent behaviors, particularly homicidal behavior. Well, those things, they tend to kind of be giveaways. Hey, if you see any kids doing those things, like when they're too old to, I don't know what you're gonna do with them, but you should do something. Yeah, Rodney showed none of those signs at all. He actually seemed like a perfectly normal kid. His dad would abandon the family at like age 8, but that was like the only even slightly dysfunctional thing about Rodney Alcala. Because you think he showed at least one of those signs because he goes on to do a,
Your Highness.
Nothing good. Nothing for the benefit of humanity. He was popular at school, had many girlfriends. Then, in 1960, at age 17, Rodney joined the United States Army and served as a clerk.
He has very nice lips.
In 1964, after what was described as a nervous breakdown, he was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder by a military psychiatrist.
Okay, the nicest lips in the world can't make up for that.
And then, much later in life, after being imprisoned for being a serial killer, he would also be diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and malignant narcissistic personality disorder, with psychopathy and sexual sadism comorbidities. Tragically, the world would have to find this out the hard way. Rodney enrolled at the UCLA School of Fine Arts, where he earned his Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in 1968. That's also the same year where he kidnapped and assaulted and tried to kill his first victim.
By the way, Callista Shannon chat, everybody, you should follow them because we're going to be on their stream tomorrow.
A man driving a beige car approached and asked
I'm not going to have a stream tomorrow. I'm going to be on Callista's.
She didn't talk to strangers.
We're going to, I'll be hosting, obviously, and I'll post in the Discord when it happens, but everybody make sure that you're following Callista. Not just because I'm going to be on their channel tomorrow, but also because they're a fun content creator. They do a lot of immersive
both go in, and he was like, "That's
roleplay
no good."
in like VR chat and stuff.
Upon arrival, the LAPD found the child lying face down in a large pool of blood on his kitchen floor. When they saw her, they thought she was dead. Thankfully, she wasn't, and while the police were giving her medical attention, Rodney managed to escape. But now, Rodney's on the run. He fled to New York and enrolled in the NYU Film School. From 1968 to 1971, even though he was listed on the FBI's most wanted list, he lived undetected and in full view using the name John Berger.
Oh, okay.
Apparently the guy who taught Rodney to use a film camera and all that shit was none other than Roman Polanski. Who, well, let's move on. Then, in June 1971, Rodney commits his first murder that we know of, just before he was to move to New Hampshire for the summer to work as a summer camp counselor.
What a knockout.
Rodney offered to help flight attendant Cornelia Crilly move into her Manhattan apartment. That didn't end well for her, though Rodney wouldn't be a suspect until almost 4 decades later, when they
See you later, Bardic Muse. I hope that you get to feeling better.
So, after helping
I'm with ya.
her move into her apartment, Rodney then went off to that summer camp, where he was recognized by 2 girls who saw his wanted poster in the post office. And the police arrived and arrested John Berger, Rodney Alcala. In August 1971, Rodney was back in LA, facing charges for what he did to Tali Shapiro, but prosecutors, they had a pretty big problem. Tali Shapiro and her family had gone to Mexico once she had made a full recovery, and they weren't really interested in coming back. So, without their main witness, a decision was made to offer a plea deal.
I will do that. Bardic Muse, thanks for looking out for me 1 second. Let me finish this cluster
and he
here.
accepted a deal to plead guilty to child molestation. The other charges were dropped. He was sentenced to 1 year to life and was paroled after 34 months under the Indeterminate Sentencing Program. The program allowed a parole board, not a judge, to decide on when offenders could be released, based on if they appeared rehabilitated. With Rodney's ability to charm, he was back out on the streets in less than 3 years. Within 8 weeks, he returned to prison for violating his parole for providing marijuana to a 13-year-old girl.
That happened to
She
me
told
once.
police that Rodney kidnapped her.
Your Highness.
He wasn't charged with that. Rodney spent another 2 years behind bars.
I
and was
tweeted
released
about
in
it. Do you guys
1977
remember?
Again,
Probably
under
not.
the
It was a
indeterminate
long time
sentencing
ago.
program.
But there,
He returned
a
to
dude
Los Angeles
fucking-
and got a job as a typesetter for the LA Times.
one of the local vape shops in Iowa City sold me a
Rodney
vape
then,
pen, and it just
managed
didn't
to
work.
get his parole officer to agree to let him
And
visit
he wouldn't
family
exchange
in
it.
New
It was
York in
bullshit. I
July
was so upset. I
1977,
spent a lot of money
where
on
he
it.
would murder just straight up another
I mean,
person.
not that
Ellen
much
Jane
money, but it was a
Hobart.
lot of money for
11
me.
months later, her bones
the
were found on the
terminally
grounds
poor.
of the Rockefeller estate in Westchester County. A number of eyewitnesses
It's a
said
disposable.
they'd seen
Oh
Ellen talking to a
no!
man who matched Rodney's description outside her apartment
You
in the
should.
days leading up to her disappearance,
should
as
talk
well
to
as
the
the day she
company.
disappeared.
I just fucking
He was
marked
also
this wrong
seen
and
at the
almost moved
Rockefeller
on
estate where she would be
and
found.
fucked up the pattern.
So
real
Rodney
bad.
was questioned by the police in her disappearance, but they had jack shit to go on.
But
He
usually when
refused a
you
polygraph, and
contact
they
the
didn't have a body,
company,
so no body, no
they'll
crime. I heard that's the law. In the meantime, Rodney was back on his way
they'll like
to
at
LA.
least send you a coupon or
However,
something,
while
you know.
he was traveling to LA, he would do something else. Now, a quick jump to the future. In 1980, photos were found in Rodney's a locker he had in Seattle. A lot of photos were
I
found
miss
in there.
smoking so
In
much.
2010, the
Every
NYPD and
day,
Huntington Beach
several
PD
times, I'm
released
like,
120
I
of them to
want
the
a
public
fucking
in
vape
hopes that
or a
people may come
cigarette
forward and identify the
right
women
now.
or children in them.
I
In
miss it a
2013, Kathy
lot.
Thornton
Don't
came
start.
across Alcala's photo archive.
Don't. If anybody's
Kathy's
in here
sister
and they are
Christine had gone missing in the
non-smokers,
spring of
non-nicotine
1977.
users, and they
Looking through
start,
the photos, she spotted
just
one
know
of
that
a
I
woman
think you're
on a
fucking
motorbike.
stupid.
Upon closer
If that's
inspection,
what
she
gets
had
you to
no
stop,
doubt
keep that
the
in
woman
mind.
was Christine, who was
It's-
6 months pregnant
It's hell. It's
when she
awful.
disappeared. Christine's remains were found in Wyoming in 1982. Investigators figured
I'm
that
having like I
Alcala
can
had met
feel
Christine,
the
and she agreed
collar
to go for a
of my
ride with
t-shirt
him
right
and
now.
pose for
Usually I
pictures.
can't in this.
The photo appears to have
Save
been
a lot of
taken
money on not
far
smoking though, Docs.
from
Keep
where
strong.
her
Think of the
remains
money.
were discovered.
Except for I
Now,
fucking.
let's go back. Once in
I
LA
can't even
in
benefit from the money that I'm
1977, Rodney
saving
Alcala went on
because
a
it's just
murderous
a little bit
rampage,
here and there
having
for one, and for
just come
two,
from
I have a
Wyoming.
lot of money to
In
save up
November
to become a
1977, he
Canadian.
murdered 18-year-old Jill Barcombe, a New York native
I
who had recently
appreciate
moved
your
to
positive
California.
perspective.
Now, originally, police believed her
Should I
to be a
send the
victim
link
of
to Ahmad or
Hillside
just post
Strangler.
it in the
An
Discord? You could just post it
18-year-old
right in
Jill
chat, bud.
This is the first major break in the case of 13 young women who've been strangled and dumped on Los Angeles area hillsides.
But that's
That's
another
awesome.
story.
And if you remind me at the end of stream, I'll tweet it out, okay?
In December 1977, Alcala murdered 27-year-old nurse Georgia Wixted.
This is Channel 5, KTLA, Los Angeles.
James Ross, thank you so much.
From
Appreciate it.
James Rocks 18 cheered.
Hollywood, California.
I thought this was part of the game show. I was like, whoa.
Here's the star of the show, your host, Jim Lang.
Thank you. Oh, you're beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you, and welcome once again to the dating game. Time to meet our first three eligible bachelors for game number 1. And here they are.
On September 13th, 1978, Rodney was in between the murders. On this day, he made
Yes,
an appearance
bury
on the
this
dating
guy.
game as Bachelor number 1.
Can't watch the dating game without thinking of Mallrats. Man, I saw that movie like 100 times, but it was like 4,000 years ago. And I do not remember what you're talking about. I remember very little of that era of my life, to be honest, but I remember very little about that movie in particular. And all of those Kevin Smith movies that I watched fucking religiously. I specifically remember the pantomime of fisting from Chasing Amy.
Morning, afternoon.
Well, they're okay, but night times when it really gets good, then you're really ready.
I'm a drama teacher, and I'm going to
Movie
audition
is full of some
each
garbage
you
takes,
for
by the
my
way.
private class. Bachelor number 1. You're a dirty old man. Take it.
Come on, over here.
I am serving you for dinner.
Oh,
What are you called, and what
I
do you
haven't.
look like?
Heard of
I'm
Delta
called
8
the banana.
THC.
and I look really good.
scripting.
Peel me.
The Bachelorette, Cheryl Bradshaw, picked Rodney as the winner. However, after spending time backstage, Cheryl declined the date. Thankfully, to her instincts, she survived.
I loved Dogma. I loved
the
it.
same about many more
Any
victims.
piece of media that recognizes our Lord and
So
Savior,
let's talk for a
Alanis
minute
Morissette,
about why
as
he
our
did
Lord
that.
and
Went
Savior.
on the telly and took so many pictures.
100%.
100%. Crimes, for that matter. Rodney loved
It's a
camera,
good take.
video, different forms of media. It gave him a real thrill when it came to doing his horrific work.
It changed
For
your
one thing, it
perspective
helped
of
him get close
religion.
to the
Interesting.
victims
Yeah.
without
I
arousing
think that Kevin
suspicion,
Smith
just
is
a
very,
photographer. And
very
he could also
resentful of
obsess
his
over his
religious
victims in an
upbringing.
acceptable way.
Yeah, it
And
does
for
have
another,
George
he got
Carlin in it,
pleasure
doesn't
out
it?
of
I forgot
detailing
about
his
that.
victims
And Alan Rickman,
aftermath.
a ton of fucking
Rodney
awesome
liked to
talent in that
prolong
movie.
the suffering
Selma
of his
Hayek
victims.
is in it,
He
isn't
would
she?
strangle them almost to death, only to let them go before he'd start strangling them all over
One of
again.
her worst performances.
Then he would leave the
IMO,
bodies in
but
grisly,
still.
sexually suggestive positions to greet the authorities. His taking pictures of them was just another way to enjoy their suffering. Rodney going on a TV show is just another example of a
Azuma.
serial killer getting the attention they love. A lot of these people want to be found. They want the
I never
recognition.
liked My
They
Name
want to be
is
like
Earl.
celebrities.
I should give it
And
another
what gives
try, 'cause
someone
I
like
haven't
this
for
more of a
years.
thrill than
And I
appearing
like a
on TV
lot of
show
stuff that I did
to
not
a round
like
of
back
applause
then.
in the homes of millions of people presenting
And
out
I do
facade,
not like a
which
lot of
no
stuff
doubt he
that
got
I
enjoyment
did
out
like
of,
back
all the
then.
while knowing in his
Trying to
mind
watch
he was
Dexter
a
again is
depraved
some of the
killer.
most cringe
He
shit.
definitely got off on this. Sure, it's fucked, isn't it?
Come on, over here.
That really sends shivers down
In
my
June
spine.
1979, Alcala murdered 33-year-old legal secretary Charlotte Lamb. That same month, also Jill Parenteau and Robin Samso.
How old?
12-year-old Robin Samso loved to dance and struck
No.
a deal with the ballet studio in town, where she would work answering phones for a couple of hours in exchange for lessons. On June 20th, 1979, she had arranged to go to the studio later on that day, but before she did, she was going to the beach to meet her friend, Bridget. So once Robin and Bridget are there on the beach, a man comes up to them with dark hair, asking if he could take their photograph. Robin was like, yeah, sure, but then a neighbor came, he asked, was like, is everything okay? And the guy with the camera...
Shit, I forgot to update the
Later
content.
that
I
day, an employee
knew
at
that
the
was the
ballet
reason I
studio
still had the
called Robin's
fucking...
home,
That
telling
was
the
why I still
family
had the keyboard in front
she never showed.
this time.
And so her mother called
Most of the time it's
911.
because I'm stupid.
12 days later, Robin's remains
forgot
were
to.
found
I'm
in
sorry,
the
Ash.
foothills of the
I'm sorry,
San Gabriel
everybody.
Mountains.
Just
on
in
July
general,
2nd,
I'm sorry. Like, as
1979,
a guy,
around
I'm
40
just
miles
sorry.
north of where she was last seen.
Anyway, this
Investigators
video is on the
interviewed
That
the friend
Chapter
Robin was
YouTube
with
channel.
when the man asked to take
Just
her picture.
search
And
That
from her description, a
Chapter
sketch of
dating
the
game,
man
and it
from
will
the
be the
beach was
first
produced
result.
and distributed throughout Southern California. The sketch was a good portrayal of Alcala, and when his parole officer in LA saw it, he notified the Huntington Beach PD that they had to take a look at Rodney. On July 14, 1979, police finally arrested Rodney Alcala before he vanished again. Police impounded his car and searched his residence. They
The
found a
mods know
receipt
more
for
about
his
the
storage
workings
unit.
of Twitch than
Law
I do.
enforcement obtained a
TBH.
warrant to seize the storage locker in Seattle. They used a key discovered in Rodney's car to open the padlock. And inside they found box upon box upon box of unnerving photos of women and children. There was also a box of used earrings that Rodney kept as trophies. Robin Samso's mother claimed a pair of gold earrings he had were her own. Robin wore them frequently, and she had been unable to find them since she went missing. On July 28, 1979, Rodney Alcala was arraigned in Orange County for the murder of Robin Samso. By the way, he pled innocent to all charges, because of course he did. The Samso hearing started in September, and he was convicted. Rodney was sentenced to die in California's gas chamber in 1980. However, the California Supreme Court overturned
3,
the verdict
6,
because the
9, 12,
prosecution
15,
showed jurors
18.
evidence regarding Rodney's previous sexual offenses. He was tried a second time in 1986. Past crimes omitted. The judge again sentenced Rodney to death, a decision the Supreme Court upheld unanimously. In 2001, Rodney's
20.
death sentence was overturned a second time. this time by a federal appellate court who thought significant evidence had been held back during the previous 2 trials. As preparations were underway for a new trial, investigators were busy sequencing Rodney's DNA. So this was going on for like over 20 years.
Some folks choose
sentencing him and being back in
I
court
feel like
again
the
and
gas
again and
chamber
again.
is
Rodney's DNA was matched to
something I
biological
would
matter at the
choose.
scene of 4 murders. Jill Parenteau,
out of all the
Charlotte
ways. I
Lamb,
wouldn't
Georgia
want
Wixted,
electric
and
chair. I
Jill
definitely
Barcombe.
would not want lethal
Alcala
injection.
was still to stand trial a 3rd time for the murder of Robin Samso. The prosecution requested that Alcala's
Go
trial
ahead,
for
Moth,
Robin's murder
absolutely.
be combined with the murder
I would
trials
ask
for
them
Jill
if they could
Barcombe,
just like
Georgia Wixted,
set up a
Charlotte Lamb,
cell
and
for
Jill
me in the
Parenteau,
gas chamber
to
so
which
that I don't
Alcala
have to know
strongly
when it's
protested.
coming.
I guess in his mind, you know,
It-
one was
just let
bad
me
enough.
live in there
He
for
didn't
a couple
murder
days and just do
4
it when I'm
victims.
asleep sometime.
In 2006, the California Supreme Court granted the request to combine the murder trials. In 2010, 66-year-old Rodney Alcala stood trial for the 5 murders. As Bundy did in
They would
his
never
trial
do
for
it.
the Florida sorority sister murders, he opted to represent himself. The trial, it was a circus. Rodney would question
I can't imagine
himself
fucking making the
using
choice
different
to
voices.
sentence
It would
somebody
go on
to
for like
death.
5 hours.
Death penalty
Really,
is
really
so
weird.
fucking backwards
Robin
to me,
Samso's
dude.
mother had to endure his questioning during the trial. She actually brought a gun with her to the trial and planned on shooting him, but she stopped.
Why firing
saying
squad? What if
Robin's
they
hand on
miss
my
and you
arm
are just
stopped me.
shot for a little bit?
Rodney Alcala insisted that on the day Robin Samso went missing, he was applying for a job at Knott's Berry Farm. You roller coasters, woo!
Murphy also questioned Alcala's alibi at the time of Samso's abduction, that he was at Knott's Berry Farm at the time.
So there isn't a single witness that puts Rodney Alcala at Knott's after 3 o'clock, except for Rodney Alcala.
And that the gold earrings Robin
Okay,
Samso's
he's like-
mother said were Robin's. He's like, no,
What if
they're
it
my
hits you in the fucking legs,
gold.
dog?
I like to look snazzy.
There should be some earrings, some pictures with earrings.
During a 2-hour, often rambling closing argument Monday afternoon, accused serial killer Rodney Alcala, who was defending himself in the death penalty trial, sat at the counsel table and spoke in a dull monotone. Alcala
Gladiator
could not
Revenge
make
of the
his
Wild
laptop
Animal,
computer
Blood Loss?
project
No
on the large
way.
courtroom screen, and he often scrambled to find photos and other exhibits.
That's very
Alcala
funny.
spent some of his argument attacking the
I don't know
critical
why-
Soma
Mary
shooting
Ann
star.
Connolly.
Ah.
More yarn for the yarn gods.
Oh my gosh!
Alcala
Awesome,
is
and thank
accused
you
of
so much.
kidnapping
That's so
and murdering
nice.
Samso in
Thank you so
1979.
much. I
Alcala
appreciate
claimed
that a
Connolly,
lot.
who he refers to as Frazier, Connolly's previous
Execution
name,
by Cannon has
made up
usually
a
been at
story
very
about her
short
daughter's
range.
earrings being the same earrings that were found in a Seattle storage locker
For that reason.
rented in Alcala's name.
Also,
No
yeah,
testimony
most cannonballs
from
weren't
anyone
like
other than
giant
Mrs.
like in the
Frazier
cartoons. They were like
that Robin's ears were pierced.
the size of coconuts.
None of her
Like
friends
smaller than
were
a
aware
human
of
head,
that.
like the size of a
They
baby head.
were unaware of her wearing
I just had the
earrings.
most macabre
And,
idea.
Mrs. Frazier had plenty of opportunity to provide you, the jury, with a picture of Robin wearing earrings. She stated on the stand that she had pictures of Robin, and if Robin, like she says, wore earrings all
You
the
can still
time,
be
that
alive
was
with the
her
hole blown
habit,
through you. I feel
then
like if it's at
there
close
should
range,
be some
there's
earrings,
no way.
some
I
pictures
feel
with
like
earrings,
at close range,
and
there's no
there
fucking
should be
way.
some person who isn't familial to testify that
Most
Robin
didn't
wore
blow
earrings.
up too.
However,
Gunpowder
no one
packed would be harder to make.
testified, other than Mrs. Frazier, that Robin wore earrings.
Alcala was more or less 100% focused.
I feel like making bullets will be the
Alcala
safest
was more
thing
or less
ever
100%
once we
focused
discover the
on
secret
convincing
to
the
cold
jury he was not
fusion.
responsible for Robin Samso's murder. Forgetting
Depends
he was
where it
also on
hits.
trial for
Yeah.
4 other
I just
victims.
feel like
And when asked about those, he was like, don't remember.
I feel like
know
there's a
it, don't
lot
remember.
going on at the
But I
mouth of
didn't
a
kill Robin.
cannon.
I remember
you
that.
know?
On February
That's
25th,
gonna make sure that
2010,
you
the
don't
jury
come
found
out of that
Alcala
feeling
guilty
your
of
best.
all 5 counts of capital
Fire me
murder,
from a
1
cannon
count
at
of
a
kidnapping, and
speeding
4 counts
train.
of rape. During the penalty phase, Alcala attempted to sway the jury away from the death penalty by playing the song Alice's Restaurant by Arlo Guthrie. That strategy, I don't know why he thought it would work.
That's
It's like kind of a comedy.
so
Thanksgiving
bizarre.
song, I think. So I don't know what was going through his noggin when he played that. He was like, yeah.
Ooh,
hey,
plasma bolts is a good one.
That didn't work. The jury and
Run
the judge
over
were
by
like,
a London bus?
death
They
penalty.
fast enough
Boy,
to
that fate is
explode a
death.
person?
He's heard it again and
Okay.
again and again. Death. In fact, it was one of the quickest deliberations in a death penalty case in Orange County history. It took this jury less than an hour
They really
to reach
chose an
that
incredibly
verdict.
out of
Now, Rodney
context
Alcala
passage from
earlier
that song.
had told
I
the
think
jury
that they
in his
did
closing
that on
arguments, again, he acted as
purpose
his own
for
attorney.
comedic
He had
effect
told
more
the
than I
jury,
think it was that
basically, go
chapter
ahead and give
that
me the death
like
penalty. I dare
chose
you,
that
because
clip
all it's going to do is lead to another appeal.
for comedic
Then he also
effect.
told them that if you give me the
I-
death,
at least that's
you are
how I
just as
took it,
guilty of
anyway.
murdering me as anyone else. But apparently the jury did not buy it whatsoever. The prosecution called Rodney Alcala, quote, a monster who loves to kill women. He killed Robin Samso, Jill Peranto, Charlotte Lamb, Georgia Wixit, and Jill Barkham. Killed them, brutalized them, and absolutely tortured them.
It's still bizarre
And
that
the
he would
prosecutor
play
let him
that
know
as part of his closing statement. Fucking
Rodney
what?
Alcala is now in his 70s, frail, and allegedly in the throes of deep dementia at a California holding facility.
I'm called the banana.
So, honestly, fuck him. Let him rot. Lock him up, throw away the key.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
We just came from court today where Rodney Alcala was sentenced to 2 concurrent 25 years to life prison terms for the murders of 2 beautiful young women who didn't live past the age of 23. Alcala himself is 69 years old, and this sentence, his pleas and the sentences ensures that he will serve the remainder of his life in prison. We're joined today, as you can see, by many, many members of the victims' families. I want to thank them for their courage and their perseverance over the years, and for coming today to be here at this proceeding, and this important proceeding. Clearly, the young girls that were murdered by Rodney Alcala were not forgotten by their families or friends over the past decades. And certainly, they were not forgotten either by this office or by the New York City Police Department. Now, at the outset of this case, some questioned the utility in bringing an investigation and a case against a person already on death row. And they asked, why is this necessary? The simple answer is, you cannot get away with murder.
Okay.
A lot of people believe that there are more victims of his out there somewhere.
I had to have put this one on, Ron. I don't
120
understand how
of the photos
how I
found in
keep
Rodney's
doing it
Seattle locker
like that. I
have been
can't
released by
believe
various
that I
police
keep fucking
departments
this up. It's
in
just
hopes
put
that
a
people
stitch
may come
marker every
forward and
20
identify the
stitches.
people
It is
in them.
not hard
That these
for
could be
normal
many
people
more
to
victims
fucking
and
do
many
that.
more missing people.
It's not hard.
And that families get the closure they deserve.
Lil, yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize until we were already in that it was you. I was like, who asked me? Who was it that asked me? And then I did remember that it was you, but not until we were already going. I feel really bad about it. But we are going to be doing that chapter for the rest of the stream. So there's that.
Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you as always real soon in
The
the
long
next
and the
video.
short of it is
Take
that
care of
we find
yourselves.
him very
My
creepy. And that it was very weird of him to play the song Alice's Restaurant as part of his closing statement. I want to watch... Hold on. I want to watch his take on... I don't like saying her name because her name is a slur. But also it's her name. So, I'm gonna say it. But just so you know, this is a slur. Anyway, I want to see his take on Gypsy Rose. Your brain is weird tonight? Nice, J-Rod. You guys are getting really good at this and I'm very scared. You guys are going to get a fucking clip. And it's going to be so bad. It's going to be very bad. And I know it. You guys are getting really fucking good at it. Seth the Duck, I'm better than I was last time you saw me for sure. I'm still not up to 100%, but I'm feeling pretty good. Nice. Okay. So give me just a second. Time to hydrate. Don't mind if I do. Thank you for looking out for me, Asuma. I thought I saw it. Yeah, right here. Okay. I'm gonna rewind it. I feel like you should be able to say no, that is not appropriate for this right now if a nice falls on something really bad. The thing is, I don't think that I will like really catch it. I just see it and I do it and I go, I react. You know what I mean? I'm gonna name my kid if I ever have any something offensive as fuck. I think that's a terrible idea. A funny meme to muse about, but if you actually did that to a kid, that would be very cruel. Anyway, okay. Are you guys ready for some Gypsy Rose? Again, I do not condone the use of that word. That's just her name. Nice. I see what you fucking did there, Lil. Say it in a mix of proud and seductive, but not creepy. Oh, Silk Nav. How was that? Was that good? Oh, yeah. Hydrating. Hydrating. I owe 2 of you. I'm so sorry. Good looking out. Thank you for looking out for me. That couple in New Zealand that wanted to name their kid For Real and they wouldn't let them, so they named him Superman. Shut up. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Like and Biker, and it was Azuma before. You redeemed that as well, and I still haven't taken the drink yet. I'm so sorry. Here, this one's for you. It's really cold, so it's hard to drink a bunch at once. Big Wolf Paws, thank you so much for resubbing. I just gave myself brain freeze from water. Yeah, Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii. That is fucking mental. I overheard, I think that it was during my deep obsession.
Sethiduk Shooting Star.
Nice. I don't know why it's not showing. I appreciate whoever just subbed. Thank you so much. If it pops up eventually, or was that a dono? I think it was, but I don't know. I don't know who from. It was Seth the Duck. It said Seth the Duck. Thank you. Also nice. New Zealand judge made her a ward of the court to allow her to change her name. That's good. I think it was during my deep obsession with Tyra Banks, where she was like doing an interview on some like really low level podcast or something. But she said that she did not hire a lady from a stack of resumes because her name was Water Melandria. And I was like, I feel like that's very prejudiced. I feel like that's really fucking prejudiced to not hire somebody because of their name. You got your credit card? That's so nice of you. Thank you. And I hope that you didn't feel obligated to do that. But I'm very pleased with that. I will go and get some extra. I want to go get that bulky yarn from Michael's like tomorrow if I can. Actually, you know what? I won't be able to do it tomorrow because it's going to take some days for that to transfer into my account. But we could maybe get it online. Anyway, could I just get a couple readies in chat? I need 4? Hold on, let me see the actual number here. Yeah, I need 3, actually. Just 3 readies. Hell yeah. Thanks, guys. Here we go. She, once she has hair, nice.
Why did you guys hurt me?
When she's like in jail and stuff, she looks so much like my high school rival that I'm like friends with now, but like back then I was not. We were awful to each other. She was awfuler than me, and I'll say that to her fucking face. I will. We're friends now, and I'll say it to her. She was worse to me than I ever was to her. But
and
I hated her just as much as she hated me, so
things
who's
are
the
not
real
always
winner?
as they appear.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this here video, what we're gonna look at
Hi, Mike.
is one of, if not the
We
most
love you, you're
famous
cute.
case of Munchausen syndrome
Oh,
by
is this the
proxy.
I pretended to be
Munchausen
sick for
syndrome
money,
by
girls?
proxy is a condition where a
There's a
caregiver
lot
gives
more
the
to it than just that.
appearance
Seth the Duck, thank
of
you for looking out for me. Don't mind if I
multiple
do.
issues to another person.
I think I
simply for,
will.
you
You
know,
guys
like
can
attention
witness my
and
haunted
sympathy. Dee Dee
microphone
Blanchard looked
slowly.
after her very ill daughter, Gypsy Rose, until one
Just
day
going.
in 2015, Mama Dee Dee was found dead by stab wounds. And when the police discovered this, there was no sign of her daughter, Gypsy Rose, who had every illness in the
Nice.
book. Or did she? This is the case of Dee Dee
Mike
and
makes
Gypsy
the open
Rose
collar look good. I could never. Have you ever seen old Dungeon Dad himself? Oof. Oh golly, oof. I lucked into the hottest
Dee
dude
Dee
in the
and Gypsy
fucking
Rose lived
universe,
together
dude. I get
in a small
uneasy thinking
bungalow
about
in
how fucking
Springfield,
attractive
Missouri,
that guy is.
and they
It's
were well
insane.
liked by the local community by all accounts. Dee Dee was 48 years old. She was known to be a lovely, generous, friendly woman, and was a full-time carer for Gypsy Rose, her
Your
teenage
Amaranth
daughter.
and Broom Corner
Gypsy
sprouting.
Rose
Fuck
didn't
yeah,
have
bud.
much luck.
Amaranth is so pretty. The plant and the streamer, both super gorgeous.
And we'll be back.
Good thing you two are mega nerds for each other. We are. It's
She was confined to a wheelchair,
unhealthy.
had an oxygen tank, suffered from, according to Dee Dee, a litany of ailments.
There's a
leukemia,
streamer. Yeah,
muscular
the
dystrophy,
streamer named Amaranth.
epilepsy, asthma,
I
eye
don't
problems,
know if
brain
you would
damage.
love her content,
Yeah.
Moth.
You name it, she probably had it.
I
She had to be
don't think
homeschooled.
that
Her
she's.
conditions were so severe.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think you will like her very
remember
much.
my mom had gave me this little glass
I feel like some of you in chat
and
would
she
like
said,
her a lot.
This one day this will be real.
What does she do?
And now it finally is.
I don't know if she's
father
still
was,
on her hot
apparently,
tub
a
stream
real piece of
arc.
shit. Wasn't around
But
an
she's
alcoholic
basically
drug
a
abuser who made fun of his
she's a
daughter's
professional thirst trap,
Their house
and I
had
say
been
that
built by
lovingly.
Habitat for
I don't
Humanity,
think that
specially
she's
built
an
for
A
poor
plus
Gypsy.
person
It had a
necessarily,
ramp
but
up
I
to the front door,
am
a
not the
jacuzzi
one
tub
to fucking
help
slut
her.
shame.
They were pitied by the local community, as you can imagine. They went on funded trips to Disney World.
I was not allowed in the church except when I was baptized for years, since named after a demon. Really?
And met Miranda
That's a
Lambert
gross
through the Make-A-Wish
overreaction.
Foundation. Had to Google Miranda Lambert.
Lilith is a beautiful
Never heard
name,
of
and
her.
I have known other
So
Christians
things were
named that.
Going,
That's
I guess you could
crazy.
say they were well liked, and they needed just some extra
What
help
an
from
overreaction.
those around them.
Thank you, Miss Ruby. And I always said, you're the reason I was born to be your mama.
But Dee Dee and Gypsy were
Old
in a
school
tough
priest.
situation, but never
What a
without a
fucker.
smile. Heartwarming story. Until June 2015, when this post went up on Dee Dee's Facebook page. Swiftly followed by this one. Uh-oh. Friends and neighbors, as you can imagine, started freaking out. And so the police were notified and called to the abode.
I like
When
Kane
the
as a name
police
too.
entered the
So
home
do I.
that
So much.
night,
I think
they
it's so
found
badass.
poor, loving mother Dee Dee Blanchard dead as hell.
I respect the
stabbed
hustle,
to
but I
death.
can't listen to her
And
for
she
more
had
than a
been
second.
laying
Agree.
there for several
Absolutely.
days, and Gypsy was gone.
She's
Who would do
obviously
this poor,
a
innocent family who inspired nothing but feelings of pity and love.
shrewd
Gypsy herself was,
businesswoman.
well, brain damaged and confined to a wheelchair.
She knows
so
what
she couldn't
she's
have left
got, and
herself,
she fucking makes it work for
who would
her, and
take
that's
Gypsy
sick
Rose
as hell.
and do God knows what with her. The police immediately opened an investigation. Then, a young woman named Aaliyah Woodmansey approached
If she
the police.
licks her own ears?
She told them
What?
a secret Gypsy had told her, which may be a valuable lead. Gypsy? She had a secret boyfriend. Aaliyah was very close to Gypsy, though they were rarely left alone together, as Dee Dee was always by Gypsy's side. And so Gypsy would communicate with Aaliyah via a secret Facebook account. There, she told Aaliyah she had met a man on a Christian singles site, and they'd fallen in love. Dee Dee was, of course, unaware. His name was Nicholas Godejohn. They'd been communicating with each other for over 2 years, and he knew and didn't care about her myriad of maladies. And so, gaining access to these messages, the police were able to trace Nicholas
My cousin named her
Godejohn's
son
IP address
Judas, and
to
honestly,
Big
none of
Bend,
us call him by that
Wisconsin.
name. Really?
There was a short standoff,
It's
and
a
Nicholas
perfectly
surrendered.
fine name.
Gypsy was with him, thankfully unharmed. She was returning
Y'all
home.
put too much stock.
Safe.
What's crazy is that I put a lot of stock in names too. I do, because like if I ever get somebody's name wrong, I feel really disrespectful, right?
We do have another person of interest in custody.
Yeah, she was looking at ASMR mic for a while. It was a borderline. Oh, it was definitely fetishy. She knew what she was doing.
And I want to start off with saying things are not always
It
as
was
they
very low key. No.
Both Facebook postings that appeared that everyone has copies of were authored
Go by Judas'
Gypsy.
nickname.
I
Exactly,
wanna make a
Bungie
statement
Fox.
to use caution in
God damn
donating
it.
money to this family at this time, as we have unearthed the appearance of a long financial fraud
This is so
scheme
frustrating.
along with this tragic event. It appears, as you all know, when we put out the age of Gypsy, it appears that there is several date of births that have been used over a period of time. We also know that she can walk without assistance or a wheelchair, and she can do that very well. We are at a point now that the prosecutor has filed charges this morning for first-degree murder.
I have a
on
cousin
2
whose name is
suspects.
William Cox, and he
comes the
goes
ball.
by Willie
She
by
walked out
choice.
of Nicholas's house.
I'm not making
no
that
wheelchair,
up.
no oxygen tank, no real illnesses at all. Nothing was wrong with Gypsy Rose. It's a miracle.
We call him
Gypsy
Ty.
would
His
tell
middle name
police
is
there was nothing
Tyshawn.
wrong with her. Never had been.
That
Her
why?
mother had been committing fraud all these years. And although Dee Dee
I
was
know
now
a guy
dead,
named Hap
people
Hazard.
believed
That's
she had Munchausen
amazing.
syndrome by
I knew a
proxy.
guy with the first name
He,
Hap,
essentially
but
invented
his last name
illnesses
was
for Gypsy.
just a
And
fucking
Gypsy
last
told the
name.
police
It wasn't
everything
something
that had been
dope
done
like
to her.
Hazard. That's
And
fantastic.
that Nicholas and her murdered Dee Dee.
Call him Fat Canut.
I think you're the first person I've ever heard say that.
The K isn't silent.
Gypsy.
Gotcha.
Hi, Gypsy. Let you guys talk. I'm Detective Hancock. I'm from Kent Sheriff's Office. How are you today? Good. Doing all right? Good. Good. All right. Well, Gypsy, I'm here and I'm going to get a little bit of information from you. So, since this is the first time I've ever met you, okay? So.
Okay, so she can actually walk
Yep.
and stand and do everything.
Yep.
But her mom wanted her to use the wheelchair and pretend like she was 16.
Yeah, 16 and disabled, yes.
Okay, so what would she do to pretend like she's disabled?
Oh gosh, I can't even answer that question because I've only been around her one time when she was in her wheelchair,
Okay,
and other than that one time,
so she can walk everywhere.
yeah,
Okay. So when she was with you this whole time, she hasn't had to have a wheelchair.
nope.
She can walk upstairs,
Yep.
walk downstairs.
Walk downstairs, upstairs.
Okay. Okay. So, all right.
Well, Gypsy, we are here investigating something, so I do need to talk with you about some things, okay?
Yes,
I'm
Silgnav.
thankful because I have no idea why I'm here.
Okay.
Nobody will tell me anything.
Yeah, that's fine, and that's kind of why we're here to kind of help you out with that, okay? So, what I've got to talk to you about, if you're involved in this, you need to tell me that now, okay?
I'm completely 100% honest.
And let me talk for just a second, okay? But if you're involved in this, then you need to be honest with me. You need to tell me now and not wait till later. Do you
Okay, I
understand?
fucked something up somewhere.
I guess she's your girlfriend. Gypsy's your
Yeah, she
girlfriend.
is. Yeah, she is.
And you
my
love
girlfriend.
her?
Oh, do I ever?
You love her a lot?
I was bummed my eyes out waiting for this moment where I can talk to you.
Okay.
Because I was so worried about her.
That
you need to be
sucks.
honest with me. And if you're involved in
It's
anything,
all the way back
I'm
here.
about ready to tell you, then you need to tell me. Okay? Your mom's dead. Okay? Now, what I want to ask you is your mom's passed away. Okay? And she's deceased. All right? Now, what I want to ask you, did you have involvement in this? Okay?
Yeah. I think she loves you too. We spoke to her and for a long time. And I'm kind of thinking maybe she loves you a little more than you love her. Because you're sitting here telling me things that I know aren't true. And then she's sitting here telling me things that
You
are
met
true.
someone named Nancy Drew.
If you really love her,
no.
I don't think you would want her in that situation. Okay? The situation that she's in right now.
Just listen to me, okay, sweetheart? You know what happened to your mom, okay?
That older
You know exactly what
generation,
happened.
yeah.
Sweetheart, listen to me. Let's not go down that road.
Oh, okay. Why didn't nobody know she could walk?
Her mom wanted everyone thinking that she's like 16 the entire time. So, yeah, she felt kind of trapped.
I think I said things very, very clearly. You think that it's me? Why would you think that it's me? I have always thought my mom and I are best friends.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Can you tell me this first? Okay. Did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
Okay. So Gypsy knew you were going to do it because Gypsy asked you to.
Yes.
Why did she ask you to do that?
Because she felt it was her only way to be with me.
Okay. She felt like if you killed the mom, then that's the only way she could be with you.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's kind of where you're at with
I
that.
lost a fucking
You're
stitch
stressing
marker
your
and I
mind because
don't
your
know
mom wanted
how
you to stay so little all
or
the time.
where.
Finally got to a boiling point and you just said, you know what?
Think about killing your mother? Could you not?
I'm going to go with my boyfriend. I'm going to do whatever I want now. You made a decision, okay? But we need to get to why this happened to your mom. Why did this happen?
Has Gypsy asked you
Come
to
on.
kill anyone else?
No.
Okay. She just wants you to kill her mom.
Yes.
Okay. And how did Gypsy ask you to do that? Did she ask you to do that in a text message, on a Facebook, or in person, or something different?
Well, it was more than once. I mean, you had Facebook. We would talk about it on there. We would talk about it even on Texas.
Okay. And what kind of things would Gypsy tell you
Sorry.
that she wanted you to do?
She wanted. The thing is that I know she loves her mom a lot. I know she does.
Yeah.
You do know why it happened, okay?
I don't know why it happened.
Let me tell you something. I walk out that door.
Did she have a heart attack? She was
Hey,
sick.
look at me. We're not going to play those games. I'm not going to do that. So why do you think they did this?
I didn't say he did it.
Sweetheart, I already know. I've already talked to people, okay? And right now,
He said that he hated my mom, but because my mom didn't want us to be together.
The only reason I did it is because I did it for me and her. That's the real reason I did it. I would have never did it if it was not for me and her.
Okay. So you wouldn't have done it if somebody else would have asked.
No. There's no way I would have did it for anyone else.
Okay, so you just
I
did.
truly do worship her to the point there's nothing I want to do for her.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think you've proved that, right?
Yes.
I think that you've proved that you do what she asked you to do, if that's the case, if she did ask you.
Yeah, she did ask me.
Okay. And she asked you more than once?
He killed my mom.
Did you have sex with Dee?
No.
You didn't stick your penis anywhere on her?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Positive?
I'm 100% positive.
Okay. Did you stick your penis in her mouth?
Nope.
Okay. Did your penis touch anywhere on Dee's body?
Nope.
you didn't know what his intentions were with your mom?
I was kind of afraid of him, so I thought I'd give him time to cool off, I
James,
guess.
thank you.
And,
James Rocks 18 cheered. Here's some bits.
so scared that
Yeah,
I
Victoria, I thanked him. It was Seth the Duck.
crawled up in a little corner.
So did you kill
It took me a second to piece it together.
Did you help?
No, sir.
But we did.
Kill your mom?
No, sir.
Did she ask you why you were here?
She asked me more than once because what happened was, at first she wanted, because the thing was is that she wanted to do it herself, but she was too what's the word? Not cautious. It's I guess skittish is the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
She didn't want to actually do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Knowledge Nicholas was going to kill your mom before he did it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sit tight for me, okay?
All right, we're at 5.
In June of 2015, were you in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Did Nick know you were in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Why were you in a wheelchair in June of 2015?
Because my mother forced me to be in one.
Do you know why you were forced to be in a wheelchair?
No, sir. She just forced me to be in one.
And how long had you been in a wheelchair as of June of 2015?
Hi, Leslie. I'm also addicted to cheese sticks. And also, Seth the Duck, if I got you through a hard time, I am truly honored.
Gypsy Rose was born in 1991, shortly after her parents separated. They didn't separate,
Truly
by the way,
honored.
because her dad, Rod, was a piece of shit. He just realized he had got married for
Hi,
the
let's
wrong reasons.
go.
Gypsy Rose was born
Thank you so much for
but Dee Dee
resubbing.
thought she
I
might have
appreciate
sleep
you.
apnea. After multiple tests by doctors coming back negatory, Dee Dee continued with the ill kid routine. Dee Dee told doctors that Gypsy had seizures every couple of months, so they put her on anti-seizure medications. Dee Dee insisted to doctors that her daughter had muscular dystrophy, even after tests proved she didn't. She had surgery on her eyes after Dee Dee said she had eye issues. Gypsy's teeth rotted out and had to be extracted. So why didn't doctors pick this up earlier? I mean, this is child abuse. Well, at one point, before they moved to Missouri, Dee Dee and Gypsy lived in Louisiana
she was
when Hurricane Katrina hit. And so most of Gypsy's
much
medical records
older.
were destroyed, or at least
God, I forgot
that's what Dee Dee
about
said.
that
So
resub sound,
essentially
and I
giving
just
her
started
free
playing
rein to
Dead
make
by
up
Daylight.
Whatever
Uh,
illnesses for Gypsy,
That
she
sound
wanted to, and she didn't.
was something that I just got out off
need
of
evidence to back it
freesound.org.
up. I have the medical records are destroyed, but she has cancer.
It's not
is
from
brain
Dead by
damaged,
Daylight.
Has like a million things wrong with her. So, charity.
Did you and your mother obtain any kind of advantage by you being in a wheelchair?
I love
Yes,
that
sir.
emote, by
What
the way.
kind of advantage did you obtain?
That's a sick emote.
Financial, attention, charity.
Gypsy didn't even know her own age. When she was 18, Dee Dee told
Not
her
a
she was
default
14.
OBS sound. No, I got it off of
Dee Dee at
freesound.org.
least once forged her birth cert, saying she was born in
Oh,
95.
it just scared you?
rather
I'm
than
sorry.
91.
Okay. You just... Okay, I
Was
get
there
it.
a
I
time
fucking get... I'm
between
sorry.
when you
I'm
first were
high.
put in a wheelchair
I'm
in
the
June of
worst.
2015 that you figured out that you really didn't need to be in a wheelchair?
Yes.
When was that?
Well, welcome.
always
Everybody make sure
didn't need the wheelchair.
to welcome Hozak.
How did you know that?
Appreciate you coming by.
What
Saying
illnesses
hi in chat.
did
That's
you
nice of you.
believe you had?
Cancer, muscular dystrophy.
12, 13.
I needed glasses.
No,
I needed
Doxy,
hearing
it's high.
aids.
I'm sorry. That's
Seizure
also
disorder.
very true. I should just save everybody a trouble and have that on like a black shirt, white
And when
text,
did you figure out
black
that you
mug,
weren't
white
actually sick?
text.
I started to piece things together when I was about 19 years old.
6, 9,
Then
12.
I didn't understand the full extent of how healthy I was until after I got arrested.
So even at the time, even as of June of 2015, you still believed you had some of the illnesses?
Yes, sir.
Gypsy did actually try run away from Dee Dee before, more than once in fact. One time was at a convention, where she met a man she knew online, but Dee Dee quickly found her.
16.
What happened when your mother figured out where you were?
She took me back home. She smashed my computer and my cell phone. She chained me to a bed for 2 weeks.
Other physical abuse as a result of running away other than what you already told the jury?
Yes.
What other abuse?
18,
Hitting, punching, starvation.
19.
Why did you not tell doctors that you knew you could walk or you didn't believe yourself to be ill during the time that you were doing this?
I didn't think that anyone would believe me. I thought they would
20.
eventually tell my mom. and that
Honestly,
would make
as
my
far
whole
as I'm
life even
concerned,
worse for
this
me.
woman
I feared
practically
her
did
more
this
than I
shit to
feared anyone
herself.
else.
Rod, Gypsy's father, he remarried and had another family, and he never knew the lie. He continued to always send monthly child support gifts. Whatever they wanted or needed, he would send to look after what he thought was his extremely sick daughter. And the first time Rod saw his daughter walk was on a news report on Gypsy's arraignment hearing in Wisconsin. Both Gypsy and Nick were charged with first-degree murder.
You mean the
After
mom?
it came
Yeah.
to light how Dee Dee had been abusing Gypsy, sympathy for Dee Dee as the victim of a violent murder moved to Gypsy, who had suffered for many years. The death penalty was not sought for either
This is
Gypsy or Nicholas.
Prolific abuse
As the investigation
that
into
she
the
went
crime
through.
continued, it turned up text messages between Gypsy and
Dude
Nicholas
is a good dad,
that
for
appeared
sure.
to discuss and plan Dee Dee's death. Prosecutors also said they found social media evidence of Gypsy directly asking Nicholas to kill her mother.
Gypsy, I am Daddy just as a backup. If it doesn't go right, run out of the house as fast as you can, hon. Defendant, baby, there is no other option. He is going to finish her no matter what. That is how he is. Gypsy, okay, darling, he is brave. I respect and admire that. Smiley face. Honey, you forgot, though, he is ruthless, and his hatred of her will force her to die, hon. You'll enjoy it, baby. Heart. Defendant. After we do that, sweetheart,
That's a
I'll
little
hold
fucked
you
up.
like the baby girl of mine that you are. Heart. Gypsy. And we will be happy soon after this night. We never bring it up. Gypsy. I just want to say this. Thank you. You're my hero, Heart, and I will never leave you. I'm staying with you for eternity.
At some point, you decided to
That's
kill
so
your mother.
sad.
Is that correct?
Yes.
When was that?
I'm not going to say that she deserved it, but I will say that she
Started a
did
year
it to
prior
herself.
to the murder actually happening.
Whose idea was it to kill your mother?
Mine.
Why did you want to kill your mother?
Because I wanted to be free of her hold on me.
Gypsy's defense attorney secured a plea bargain to second-degree murder for Gypsy. In July 2015, she accepted the plea bargain agreement and was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
They could have had her for
Nicholas
fucking
still faced
first.
more severe charges, as prosecutors said he initiated the murder plot, and both he and Gypsy agreed that he was the one who actually killed Dee Dee. In January 2017, his trial was postponed when prosecutors requested a second psychiatric exam. His lawyers contended that he has an IQ of 82 and is on the autism spectrum. In December 2017, the judge set Nicholas's trial for November 2018.
11.
At opening arguments, prosecutors alleged that Nicholas go to jail
You lost
and
your hook?
deliberated for over a year
No.
before the crime. Prosecutors showed jurors sexually explicit text messages that Gypsy and Nicholas shared in the week before the murder, as well as the knife he had used. In some of the texts, he asked for details about Dee Dee's room and sleeping habits. After deliberating for approximately 2 hours, the jury returned with the verdict, and Nicholas was found guilty of first-degree murder and armed criminal action. In February 2019, he was sentenced to life in prison. Well, the prosecutors knew that what Dee Dee had done to Gypsy was horrific, so they didn't seek the death penalty, but they had murdered someone, so...
Welcome back,
Sweep
Leslie.
that one under the rug. It's such a strange case. Although Dee Dee was the murdered woman, it's impossible not to have endless sympathy for Gypsy, for being forced to grow up under her, being subject to surgery that she didn't
It's like a
need,
delayed
endless
self-defense
medications,
situation.
having her
Yeah,
teeth
dude.
taken out of
Like,
her head
she was
because of
poisoning
something that
her.
didn't exist. Her mother, Dee Dee, was just, I don't know, had a mental condition. This was a horrific case of child abuse, and I think the death of Dee Dee was the only way this could have ended. She never would have let go of Gypsy. I just hope that in prison Gypsy's getting the treatment she definitely needs after a childhood like that. Although she is engaged to a man who began writing to her after watching a HBO documentary about the case. So she's moving on up.
I love that he always ends it on a high note, hey?
Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you'd like to watch some more of my videos, please work away and subscribe if you want to see more.
So,
I will see you as
there's
always
another
real
one.
soon in the next video. Mike out.
The Art of Hiring Fake Hitmen. Nice. I want to watch this one really bad. But it is that time for us to take a quick break. Everybody make sure that you get up and stretch your bones. and get yourself water, whatever you got to do. We'll be back in 3 to 10 minutes.
James Rocks 18 cheered.
Hi everyone. Sorry, I'm slow to act because I have Keek on my lap and he's sitting on my hand and I'm just letting that happen for a minute. Also, the real Trash King is here. I don't know if you're my father or my husband. Do I need to hide my secret lover? I don't think he's a secret. I think everybody in the world knows how fucking in love with Josiah. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready, kids? God, I love Harris Heller. Do y'all love Harris Heller? I love Harris Heller. I'm taking eyes as readies, just so you guys know. Our yarn obsession. You are in the right place. Hello, I'm Zero Doxy. I also have a yarn obsession, if you cannot tell. Totally nothing. I'm not gonna say that. That's very unprofessional. I'm not gonna say the thing that I was gonna say. Just welcome. Everybody make sure that our yarn obsession feels welcome. Okay, here we go. Back on, we've got another caught in the act hiring a hitman and gonna lie about it, I think, because this one is called The Art of Hiring Fake Hitmen. So I'm pretty psyched. I love it when they try to lie after they're just giant pieces of shit by choice. That's like my favorite.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike. Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike. And in this whole video, what we're gonna do today is something just like a little bit different. Like me sitting in a chair, which you may have noticed just before. Hello. It doesn't work. Usually we would like look at a story, you know, from A to Z, right? From soup to nuts. But this time I wanted to look at something, like I wanted to look at a topic.
Can I hire a hitman on myself? Fucking mood.
Variety is the spice of life, and this is that.
Are you a millennial or are you Gen Z?
Chapter. This is
nice.
The art of being bad at being...
Scared the shit out of Rory?
Really
oh no.
That's what we're
Is he okay?
Look at. A host of stories from folk being unsuccessful at an art form. So I guess that means
oh my god, we get a bunch of them.
Outsourcing outsourcers times 5 to
hey,
the old.
you.
When I confessed
yeah,
to the
Leslie,
undercover,
I
was joking,
get that a lot too.
and kind of everything else in between for love and money. Let's give
hire
these
2
stories a
hitmen
go.
and tell them the first one gets paid. All right. Well, see ya, Kiko. Love you. Bye. You guys probably saw just his little back hump there.
Why would you? Well, I mean, I suppose that's something we look at in every video, right? The motive. And it's never really pretty
yeah, I'm
good,
never
to be
going to be able to
honest,
do this without pulling it close to my face. I'm so sorry. Fucking
but murder for hire,
fuck a
or
pattern that
attempted
makes
murder
you
for hire, is
start.
a big old crime. Many of these people who contacted fake
Each
hitmen
row
are still doing the, you know, the bottle
on the
thingy
top
with
of a
the bars
turning
today.
chain.
A sentence that can range
It's so
from 4
annoying. I
years
hate it
to
so much.
dozens of years. And that's only if they're unsuccessful. And the reasons for it can be silly as shit. For example, right, in 1991, proud mother Wanda Holloway of Texas tried to hire a hitman to kill the mother of one of the girls in the local high school cheerleading squad. Why? I hear you're barking, big dog. Well, see, what happened is that the daughter of the mother Wanda wanted killed, that daughter happened to beat Wanda's daughter out of a spot on the cheerleading squad.
That is crazy.
Wanda was not having it, if you can believe that, and so wanted this girl's mother killed so the daughter would be too distraught to attend tryouts, and so on and so forth.
That is
$2,500
fucking
contract
crazy.
was only on Mrs. Heath's life.
Holy
but
shit.
investigators say at one point Holloway considered a contract on Heath's 13-year-old daughter as well. She decided against it apparently because she didn't have enough money.
In 2018, Muhammad of Houston, Texas, attempted to hire a hitman for $2,000. Who do you want gone? Well, that was a police officer for the Houston Police Department. You know, just gotta be pretty heavy going after a cop. And the why was interesting. It was interesting in like a very mundane way. See, this officer had been giving him tickets for code violations for his shipping company. He was pissed and wanted a hitman to throw acid
Why can't I
in his
get
face.
this?
I mean, I suppose that's really not that funny, but it was stupid. And other reasons for hiring a hitman
I'm so annoyed.
can range, to holy shit. For example, here again in Houston, Texas, I'm seeing a pattern. Clarence McNatt, a former Houston Police Department officer, he became estranged
Finally,
from his
fuck.
wife. And then
Okay.
he tried to hire 2 men to kidnap
Okay,
and
we're
rape her.
good, we're good,
He
we're
got
good.
5 years for that one. I'm sure his ex-wife was only delighted to hear he got that.
Finally, Jesus. It took me like
You have
20 minutes.
instigators and you
I heard a
have
crazy story about a guy that
assassins.
hired a
But in this
hitman on
whole video,
himself because he
we've
was tired
just
of
got
life and
undercover
found
cops
the will to live by escaping and
idiots.
eventually unaliving the hitman.
The people I'll be going on
Jesus.
about tend to be, a little bit on the smooth brain side, not
The
having a
real
clue what they're
thing.
doing, hence me making a video about them. So let's begin with Julia Murfeld, the Murdog. In Muskegon, what a beautiful name, Michigan, there lived a happy little family. It was 21-year-old Julia, her husband, 27-year-old Jake, and their 2 children, ages 4 and 2. What a lovely little family. But you ever think, it's just not for me, lads. Because Julia sure did, and Jake, let's be honest, he was asking for it. He signed his own death warrant when he signed, the life insurance policy, so. See, Jake Murfeld had a $400,000 life insurance policy,
Jesus
and Julia
Christ.
was licking her chops at the prospect of that being in her bank account.
That's
And so,
disgusting.
needless to say, he needed
That's
to be 85,000.
disgusting.
It's easier than a divorce, and you get paid for it. Win-win. A clean break was what she was looking for when she asked restaurant co-worker Carlos to take care of him. 50 grand, a lot of garbage. And at first, Carlos just laughed.
If you kill your own
But
hitman,
after
you
a couple
get double
weeks
the
of her,
prize money.
incessantly asking
Stop.
him, he wasn't laughing anymore.
I
That's
know,
when he
Sholin Monkey.
realized
It's very
she
exciting.
was
I
serious
think that
as
he's
shit.
gonna kill
So
it.
Carlos,
I
he
think
contacted
that
the police. He
Daniel
said he
Radcliffe
couldn't do
is
it. I'm up to my
so
gills here, Mark.
talented.
But he knew someone who could. Of course, that person who could was an undercover cop.
JC?
Yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, you piece of shit.
So, I guess you got a little business to discuss?
Yeah.
Carlos kind of told me a little bit about what was going on, but why don't you go ahead and tell me what's up?
Well, not entirely sure. I've been I don't know off the fence. I know I want it done. I'm just trying to figure out when I want it done. It has to be on a Thursday because that's the day that I work. Harry told you how much, right?
He said you mentioned 50. Okay. How are you gonna work that?
That's what I was wondering. Because with Carlos, I was just gonna give him 8 or 9 grand every few weeks. Because that way it's under 10 and everything and all that crap. So I don't know how you want to work that one.
Well, I mean, I would prefer to have something, at the beginning to make sure that you're
the only
you're
problem with
serious
that
about
is
this.
I don't have it because it's all his life insurance.
And so they met in a parking lot. She laid out a detailed plan of how to get into the house.
What
to take
an
to make it look like
asshole.
a robbery gone wrong. All the hits, all the good ones.
Well, how do you want
This is the stuff that makes being a cop look fun. Agree. You're happy as hell.
James
NWO
Rocks 18
Wolfpack
cheers.
logo,
I'm
the wolf
happy
is
as hell,
awesome.
lol.
Well, yeah, we were talking about insulin.
I'm definitely gonna start ordering the pieces in colors. I'm so excited.
I
Show
can do it
us.
any way you want me to. I don't want him to suffer, so I'll make it quick and clean.
Perfect.
Okay.
You can do it painlessly, breaking his neck. I have a girlfriend who wants to move in with me, and I don't want her to be scared to move in with me. If she thinks that we got broken into and then Jake got,
Yeah, that's probably she wouldn't want to move in.
Yeah, so I'm kind of afraid of that because I want her to move in with me because I don't want to live there by myself afterwards.
Well, you tell me how you want it done.
And so on and so forth. You can see what really matters to her. Mainly, that he is not killed in their home. So that her gal pal, who wants to move in with her, will feel safe there. Though she later doesn't even give a shit about that.
When I first decided to do this, it's not that we weren't getting along, but it was easier than, as terrible as it sounds, it was easier than divorcing him. I didn't have to worry about the judgment of my family. I didn't have to worry about breaking his heart. Stuff like this. It's kind of a clean ghetto image.
So kill him instead?
Once I leave here today, it's on. Okay? So there's no calling it off. Once I leave from here, I'm planning on doing it. You're going to pay up. Got it? I'm just going to take him head on there, and I'm going to shoot him right in the face. Okay. So I'm going to put a couple rounds right in his noggin so that there's no, there's no accident. No way he's going to live. I mean, he's going to die. You understand that? All set?
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck to you too.
It
She's
was shortly
smiling.
after the meeting that old Julia was arrested. And
Would you
charged
ever
with
do that to
solicitation
Josiah?
of
Fucking
murder.
no!
That would have landed her up to life.
My tears are not for your pity, Your Honor. My tears are for remorse.
She pleaded guilty to the crime, and at sentencing, her husband Jake.
I'm an
would be
undercover
victim.
cop, by the way.
Fortunately, the two people who matter most have already forgiven me. My husband, who actually sits behind me right now, has already forgiven me. And the second is God.
He asked the judge to show her mercy.
I wholeheartedly forgive my wife for all she has done.
Hi!
Acts of hatred.
How are you? It's good to
Have
see
mercy
you.
upon my wife.
Calling her
Everybody follow How to
wonderful.
D&D.
A wonderful
Except for you
person.
should drop your
Godly.
YouTube
Godly
link because
woman.
I know that's more
Even so
your
much more so now
lane.
than she ever has been.
I'm totally fine telling you
Where?
about it and asking you to kill them, but not just leaving
In
someone.
2013,
Yeah.
she was sent
What
away
the
for a minimum of
fuck?
5 years, maximum
Out
of
of
20.
correction,
What is everything about today? Wonder how she's
Leslie,
getting on with old Jake.
you kill me. That's so funny.
So how often do contract killings occur? I mean, okay, obviously the ones we're looking at in this video are the ones when they don't occur, when they fail spectacularly, and it's pretty
Round two.
embarrassing for the people. Ooh. But it's not so funny when it succeeds, and we've
And I
talked about a
fucked it up.
shitload of those stories. According to studies, roughly 2 to 3% of all murders are contract
don't do
killings.
this to me,
Here's a
don't do this
few
to me, don't
bob
do this to
to
me.
off bob.
Did you bring the money?
We don't. Why did I even put this here? I don't need this. Force of habit, I
And
guess.
when you think of hitmen and
not
contracts,
need
something
this
like
here.
gangs or the mafia, that usually comes to mind. But they in fact only make up a fraction of the actual dirty deed itself. Less than 25% of contract killings are gang related. According to a study by Birmingham City University, there are 4 types of hitmen, hired by what's called the instigator. Holy shit, that name is rad. I'm gonna hire a hitman just to be called. The instigators tend to be roughly 50-50 men to women, but hitmen tend to be nearly always men, between 25 and 49 years old, and unmarried. Studies show that nearly all
A
hired
cop and a
killers
hitman are
tend to
roommates.
be
A shitty idea for a Friday night
What a
comedy on
revelation.
ABC,
Both the
straight up.
instigators
But,
and the
like,
killers tend to
imagine
distance
that
themselves, though, from the actual
if,
killing. Like when they've actually organized it and it goes ahead, the instigator, the hirer of the killer,
Brooklyn
thinks, "Well,
Nine-Nine never happened,
I'm not
and
pulling
it
the
was
trigger."
fucking
Whereas the killer is like, well, I'm just following
Andy
orders,
Samberg,
so-
and I can never
As for the
remember his
types
name, but
of
Daryl from The Office.
contract killers you have. First of all, you got like the novice.
Doxy,
Basically,
when are
your
we
lad
going to
down
join
the
Josiah
road
on a
who's
Dungeon Master
bloody
Roundtable
eager.
live chat? We
Then
need
you
your
got your
feedback.
dilettante,
When's the
right,
next
who's
one that
basically
he's
someone who doesn't know
on?
anything
When's the next one that he's on? I'll
about
come.
Killing, but is someone who is essentially broke and willing to do anything for
Okay,
money.
I'd watch
If you
that
remember
same.
In the case of Joseph Saunier, he was killed by a hitman who was unemployed and down on his luck. That would be a dilettante. Then you got like your journeyman.
Yeah, you may
who
have
tends-
tried to
that
kill
tends
me,
be,
but
like
my
someone who's
dad
killed
described
before,
getting
member of
married
a
as a
gang,
funeral, so I'm
some kind of stuff like that.
alright.
Finally, you got the master.
Next Thursday at 9, I'm
The
there.
Phantom,
If
the
you're not
elusive
already
man.
full, I'm there. I will be there.
These are people who are least likely to be caught. This is like your Agent 47.
See you later, Shadow Lost in this world.
And they tend to be from military
I
backgrounds
hope that
with no connection
we
to
have
the
helped you
area.
find a little bit of light here today with the
So that's kind of how
familicide
often it tends to happen,
and
right? One in every 50
fake
murders is a
hitmen
contract
and
killing, and that's like your 4 types of contract
dating
killers.
show serial
But
killer.
Funnily enough, the main motive for hiring someone to kill someone else tends
I
to be
recognize
romantic.
this music.
When good love goes bad. Again, we can go back
Is
to
this
Joseph
the
Saunier,
super
who,
softy,
you know, is a
like,
love
puss time
triangle
music
turned,
from Sorry
into a
About
straight line via a gun. Only
I'm sorry
16%
to
of
call
murder
it
for
that.
hires were
I don't know
financially
what else to
motivated.
call it.
That includes. Alright, you had my curiosity, now you got my attention. How much it set you back? The average is about 12 grand. That's how much you would pay to have someone kill someone, which is like, Jesus, that's all? Why not hire a few? Well, that's what one person in China bought. Unbeknownst
Doxy's
to
confirmed
him.
with Josiah
So
next
most
week on DM
people
Roundtable.
actually
Finally
are
got
in this
done.
video. You know, you tend to outsource.
I'll be there.
Right, they're outsourcing the actual
Puss
killing
time.
itself. They're
Holy shit.
outsourcing it to a hitman.
I'm
They
sorry,
don't
I
want
don't know what
literal
else
blood on
to
their
call
hands.
it.
Not for them.
That's just what
They
came
say,
to
but
my
what
mind.
if you
But when
outsource
there's
it
all
to a
feelings
hitman
and junk,
who
you know.
outsources it to another hitman, and then they outsource it and they outsource it. Han Yu Hui, I know, butchering it up. Sorry. He was looking for someone to take care of a competitor.
1, 2,
He
3,
placed the bid
4, 5, 6,
a hell of a lot
7,
higher
8,
than
9,
12 grand.
10.
Let me tell you, I'm talking over $200,000 to. In 2013, Guangxi region, Yu Hui was being sued by a business rival. This was all over some real estate business. So Yu Hui decided to make the lawsuit go away by just having them killed. So he hired a hitman for 200 grand. But that hitman scratched his noggin. He was thinking to himself, well, that's a shitload of money. Like a lot. So I could just get someone else to do it and split the money with them. So he did. The first hitman hired a second, and he was going to pay the second hitman 100 grand. Half of what he was being paid. The second hitman also thought, hey, 100 grand?
17.
It's a shitload of money. I could just hire somebody else to do it and split the difference with them. So the second hitman hired a third hitman
18.
and was going to pay him 50 grand. The third hitman had
This
the
is
same
not
idea.
true, is it? 19.
As did the fourth. Woo! Yeah, the fourth hitman then hired a fifth
20.
hitman. But by that stage, the money had been getting cut in half all the way down. By this stage, the money was roughly about 10 grand, and the fifth, who wasn't arsed killing anyone for that much. So, he told the victim to fake his own death, and together they staged a murder scene and took some pictures. This led to the police discovering the whole affair and arresting everyone.
What the fuck? What
Is the
the
lesson here?
fuck?
Write that down. Because that's just what Valerie Cincinnati didn't do.
How?
She hired a hitman for $7,000
The fuck?
in New York City. See, $7,000 might get you to murder one person. Her ex-husband wasn't quite enough to get the hitman to also murder her ex-husband's
Trash King.
13-year-old.
Sweet dreams.
Valerie
Because
was a
of the,
former
the murder
NYPD
and
cop
stuff.
and wanted
Anyway,
her
yeah,
estranged
you have a good
husband,
night. Thanks for hanging
Isaiah,
out.
Gone. The motives for the moida? Well, attention. She loved it. And money.
Hell
she
yeah.
loved that too. She didn't want
Thank
him
you.
getting any
Thank you, Fred.
of his
Everybody go
cause in
follow
her,
How to
like,
D&D.
government pension. She just wasn't having it. Beating the shite out of people who did nothing wrong was also something she loved. But I mean, she was a cop. She had a number of restraining orders against her, not just from Isaiah, but from a previous husband.
If this isn't
And
if
even
this
her
isn't
current
10,
boyfriend
chat, we
fell
riot.
downstairs
Get
from
ready.
time to
Get
time.
ready to riot.
So she asked her
If
current
this
boyfriend,
is not
John
10
Rubba,
stitches.
rub-a-dub-dub, to hire a hitman
1,
for 7 grand and
2,
have the ex
3,
taken out.
4, 5,
John
6,
is that
7,
he went to the
8,
police when she
9,
asked him
10.
to kill
Okay.
the daughter also. And so this thing was on. John, of course, was supposed to contact a hitman to do the deed. He instead contacted
It's 10.
the FBI. In fairness to
We
Valerie,
almost
she
had a
did
riot
seem
on
to
our
have some
hands.
knowledge of what the police could get from phones and stuff.
Delete your text.
I do delete my text.
What name? Are you dumb?
I'm gonna erase everything. I'm gonna throw the phone away.
Well, now I have this
kidding me?
pent
I
up
feel like
riot in
one
me.
day they could
Fuck
subpoena
it,
us,
riot.
they can
Go
subpoena
ahead.
Photos.
For a
So
treat.
The real misstep was believing her boyfriend would actually help in a murder plot against a man and a girl. The FBI helped make the whole thing look legit as shit. They faked everything to make it look like a murder, even taking, pictures of the crime scene, and then calling to her house to tell her, "You won't believe it. Your ex-husband Isaiah has been murdered." Sorry about that.
1, 2, 3, 4,
You might have a
5,
seat for me,
6,
please?
7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm sorry
Oh
to be the one
no.
to tell you that Isaiah was
11,
found
12,
dead this
13,
morning.
14. Riot again. This is all bad and
Do you have
wrong.
maybe like a box of tissues you can bring for you get something for you? You like some water?
Oh, I started from the wrong place.
Just like
Cancel the
something
riot if you
feel
want,
real
but
right
go
now.
ahead and
Yeah,
riot if you have
sorry,
pent up
like,
riot.
I can't really believe this.
I
Like, I'm a
understand.
cop. Like, I can't believe this.
You are a cop?
Yes.
Where? In the city?
Yes. I'm trying to help you as like a cop, but I didn't.
Natalie, I don't need you to be a cop right now. Okay, you can be a wife and a mother.
16,
Okay,
17,
but I
18,
do need you to
19,
try to
20,
answer some of these
21,
questions.
22.
You don't know of anybody.
Riot
that would wanna harm
again.
him? Anyone want to hurt your?
They then promptly arrested her.
I'll be acquitted because I did not do this.
After initially denying any involvement in the murder plot against her ex-husband,
Catalan, thank you so much.
cheered.
With
Riot.
all the information
I love
the
it
police
when
pleaded
I love it
guilty.
when I
And
benefit
guess
from a
what?
riot.
She got a whole 4-year sentence.
Thank you.
Though she could be out after 6 months. Whoa.
This
A
is
bit
very
weird that as a
emotional
cop she
roller
didn't
coaster.
notice
Yeah.
the whole thing. I mean, a cop, ex-cop, hired.
I am known for overreacting.
She must have been very good. Hence being the ex.
But don't ever tell me
Kinda
that
funny,
because
but
it's
this is
really
even funnier. What if
condescending
you
and I will
weren't a cop,
overreact to
but you had
it.
worked on a cop TV show. And so then you got a story of like life imitates art when you try and hire a hitman, and it's essentially like the plot out of one of the TV episodes you worked on. Because it certainly seemed
I
like
can't
life
sing
imitates
Let's
art
Start a
in
Riot
Sussex,
because I don't
England
know
in
Let's Start a
2017.
Riot. I'm so sorry. I will refund you your points though. And then you can use them for something else if you'd like. Do you make garden stitches? I don't know what that is.
The
I
Bill
probably
is a show
could.
about the Metropolitan Police in London.
Oh no! Why? Oh, there
You
it
know
is. Okay.
yourself, like the Rosas, you got the and so on and so forth. Man, I need to stop doing accents. Ah, fuck it, I enjoy it. A producer on that show, The Bill, was 68-year-old David Harris, and he had a problem. Or thought
Can
he
you just
did.
say it
His
loudly or
problem
something?
was that
Yeah,
he
I can
wanted
still
his
do that.
partners
Rory!
to stop
Good kitty!
differentiating
I love you!
between,
You're so
TV shows
handsome!
and real
Way to
life. See,
stalk the
Bill had been off the air
neighbors!
for about 7 years.
I like your dog.
At this point, but it was still going on in his
What's your
head.
favorite riot
His partner
activity?
was Hazel Allenson, partner of 27 years.
Grabbing the guy in front of me's jacket
and a house
by
with over
the back of the shoulders and going like this and going riot. That's it. That's my favorite part.
Worker girlfriend he had met at a brothel, and he was offering £200,000.
I meant to say let's start a riot loudly. Okay,
He first
gotcha.
approached a car mechanic, asked him if he'd do the
Okay,
job for
let's
him.
start a riot!
With cars. Why don't you tinker with her butt? Right, he turned him down, and then he contacted
Providing medical
another
aid to the
person.
people who have been injured by the police
Whoa, he called the
response.
bill.
Oh,
If we can do
fuck.
it this week, okay, leading up to March the 1st.
Do you will make party after finishing this piece of work? I
car
fucking
can be in
deserve
your
a party
hands
after finishing this piece
Tuesday
of
or
work.
Wednesday, and 10 grand in your hand by the weekend. I would then put
Good night, Seth the Duck. Thank
150
you again
grand
for the
into
support
your-
today.
into your bag, into your hand. It will be cash. And it obviously, whatever happens, it will look like an accident or a mugging gone wrong or something of the sort. All right, so what should I do? Should I just wait on a text from...
I'll get in touch with you this evening when I've spoken to him.
All right, mate. So I
Okay,
can
thank you
sleep
for
in peace.
taking that in the spirit it was meant. I was thinking extravagant, imagining and realized too late if taken seriously could potentially incriminate or something. You're, it's so super okay.
Oh, you big drink too.
Thank you for the support of the riot, indeed.
And so David met with an undercover cop who would accept the discounted rate of only a mere £150,000 to kill a defenseless old woman. And so David Harris was arrested in bed. He was in the bed with a woman who's 40 years his junior, which is kind of creepy. His defense, by the way, David Harris's defense was that he was writing a book. He was writing like a John le Carre spy novel. So it was all research. You know, his spy novel was about an old guy who fell in love with essentially.
Confused.
His novel was apparently about his own life. It was about like an old guy who fell in love with a young woman and wanted to kill the wife. And he was like, I was just researching it to see what would actually happen. He didn't actually want, for God's sake, anyone killed.
11. Yes. Hello, Gochira is my real life friend. Everybody say something nice about him. And if you don't know anything about him, just make it up. Quiet night at the escape room now? Excellent.
He was sentenced to 17 years in prison. Hazel, the woman he tried to have assassinated, still visits him today behind bars. Which is just like Julia Murfield all over again. She fully supports him and she wants him out of prison as soon as possible so they can enjoy, you know, their retirement together. Their golden years. That's just sad.
14,
And
that is just
I've been
sad.
saving you probably the most well-known case for last. This one's a doozy. You know, I'm sure you've heard about it. And it kind of epitomizes, you know, the art of hiring fake hitmen and what to do if you get caught. You know, she needs no introduction, but I'll give her one anyway.
17.
This is a story of Dahlia Dipshit.
Hell yeah.
Dahlia Dippolito. The place,
18.
Boynton Beach,
I love that he
South
just
Florida.
called her Dahlia
The year
Dipshit.
2009. The characters, and they were
19.
characters to be sure, Dahlia and Mike Dippolito. Newlyweds in August
20.
2009.
Okay, okay, Gochira, I know that you know
And on the 5th of that
this
month,
person.
Dahlia was up
That
early
Dahlia
in the
kind of reminds me of, not anything about her as a person, and I'm not dunking on
was
this
there,
person that we
police
know,
called
but just
her
like her
darling
mannerisms
Dahlia
and like
asked her
she's
to
like
return
cute and
home
petite and stuff.
early that
I
morning
just want to
the
know,
home where Mike was.
once you
That's
hear
the
her
bad news.
talk,
Mike was
I
shot
want to know
dead, if you
who
can believe
Dahlia
that.
reminds you
Holy
of.
balls.
You can just
Sergeant
give
Ramsey,
me
I'm the one that
initials
called
so
you.
that we
Thank you for
don't
coming. I'm sorry to call you. Listen, we had a
dox our
report of a
friend.
disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, ma'am. He's been killed. He's been killed, man. I'm sorry. Listen. Try to calm down. Listen. Right now, what we need to get you to the station. We need to get you to our police.
Dahlia is a piece of shit, by the
Can't
way.
understand, man. We have to do our job. Does he have enemies? Is there anyone that would want to hurt him? Okay, who would want to hurt him? Witnesses said they saw a black male running from me. I can't let you see him, ma'am. Ma'am, I cannot do this right now. Ma'am, I can't do it. Detective Yopi.
They had a
Just
big old
making
crime
sure.
scene set up. It looked really legit. Though it wasn't just for Dahlia. The crime show.
Can you remind this one? Or remember this
That was there
one?
too.
Excellent.
So then how did this whole like
Yeah.
shenanigans, you know, get to be shenanin? Well, Dahlia Dippolito, born Dahlia Muhammad, was a real estate agent, escort, and gold digger. Her escorting is how she met Mike Dippolito, and the pair of them had stars in their eyes and a
Sorry, I
taste
thought someone
for the
snapped on us
finer
all,
things
dog.
in life.
Yeah, stepped.
Even if
I
they
said
couldn't afford it.
snapped.
Though they would damn sure try and get there. Mike, he was married when they first met, and to furnish his
Night,
lifestyle,
Lil.
he was a scammer by trade. It's like the Wolf of Wall Street. More like, I guess, the Wolf of Skid Row. He did 2 years inside, and when he got out,
Nice.
he met Dahlia.
She must have
Now, he
felt
was,
so
still on
stupid.
parole until
She's
he paid
doubling
back
down. She still to
essentially
this
everything
day
he had
maintains her
scammed
innocence
people
from
out.
jail.
And so Dahlia and Mike, they married after only 6 months. So now he was, you know, like, dead.
I'm sorry for your loss. I just want to see my husband, please. All right. Listen, is there anybody that you know that you think would want to kill your husband?
My husband's on probation.
For what?
They got her for
For stock fraud.
Stock fraud?
Holy
It's
shit.
tragic.
It's true.
Dahlia, she thought, ooh, it could, you know, possibly
Okay,
be related
1,
to the
2,
people he
3,
scammed
4,
out of
5.
money. Someone had their revenge. I mean, apparently.
People weren't happy that he was getting on probation because it's a lot of money he's got to pay back.
Well, when you say people, who are you talking about? People that were involved with him before, or
A little bit of everything. This was supposed to be something, when he got off probation, it was supposed to be between us. And he went and he told, you know, friends of his, he told, you know, certain people, and everyone kind of talks, and he's constantly running into
How
a lot
did
of
my
guys
stitch
that he was
markers
on
end up
probation
like
with.
this?
Like a couple days ago, we ran into someone, and that was a target. I mean,
Hitting
you
my
know, and
weed
happens for
pen
Dahlia,
after
right?
COVID sucks.
Just
That
6
does
months
suck. I'm sorry to
out of
hear
marriage.
that.
Now she gets
Need something
all
to wind
his
me
shit.
down. Yeah.
Nice.
you're lucky you went to the
Definitely
gym.
relate.
I don't know if you know, he was shot.
She got too
He was
close
shot
to a
twice.
haunted TV and it
I want you to
crawled
know
out.
all this. You know that?
Shut up. And
Did they
went
tell
and
you about
hired a
that?
hitman instead of killing him herself. Amazing.
But Dahlia was a woman who used her sexuality to get what she wanted, not just from Mike, but from all the other men she had hanging out of her.
I just
One was named
realized.
Muhammad. She had a businessman, convenience store owner, and actor who, on his acting portfolio page, his skills include being able to read and memorize things, a rare skill among actors, and his inspiration is Nicolas Cage. He's everyone's. So what does this have to do with the murder of Mike? Well,
love
he was a
Mike.
rube
11.
for Dahlia. She could basically get him to do and give her whatever she wanted.
12.
And after she married Mike, she began telling Muhammad, you know, tales of Mike was
13.
abusive, beating the shit out of her, this big Italian bloke was knocking her around. Muhammad
14.
believed her until she asked Muhammad, you know, cool. He backed out.
15.
And so this thing began. Muhammad, he was wired up, and he introduced her to the hitman. Wink, wink.
How are we gonna do it? We got how to do it like at the house. Like how do we could you do it?
I could do it Wednesday morning. You know, he gets 2 and a half. That's it. You know, I take a couple things with me, break a couple windows, make it look like a robbery that went bad. It's all over. I'm gone out of there because I don't know how well he handles pressure. I don't know, you know, because I don't want.
No, I'm not gonna. You know, I'm a lot tougher than what I look. I know you.
No joke.
Oh, what a cute little girl, whatever.
My dog, dude, just the brattiest annoyed sigh in history. Yeah. Fucking animals. My cats have been doing that recently. I don't know what it is. They never used to do. I mean, not never, but I feel like they've been sighing more. Like, I'll talk to them and they will legitimately sigh. Just like, okay, great. I don't like me either, but we're all in this together, so fucking deal with it. I feed you,
and while you're out, I'll take care
asshole.
of business.
Listen, we had a report of a disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired.
Her performance is absolutely amazing. She should be the actor, not Muhammad. Let's be honest.
The game's over with. Okay?
I wanted to do the. I wanted to show a little bit of the jail interview from her.
I want to know if you know this guy. Come here. Bring this guy in here.
They really hate the pretend tennis
Get over
ball
here.
throw, I guess,
Get over
totally.
here. You know who this guy is?
No,
You've never seen him before.
I've never seen him before. Ever.
Do you know her?
Put your head up and look at her.
Put your head up.
I've never seen him.
What were you doing coming out of her house?
They even got the undercover cop to come into the interview
Dog
room.
size make me
He was
melt.
still
I have
pretending
to
be
pet them, and
killer.
the
They
eyes.
just wanted to see if she would crack.
I can't wait
She
until
didn't,
me and
and
Josiah
denied
can
meeting
get a
him or
dog.
planning
I can't
anything.
wait.
You're going
I hope
to
we're
jail
able to
today
get one that has
for solicitation
eyebrows.
and murder. You're under arrest. That's an undercover police officer. We filmed everything that you did, recorded everything that you did. You're going to jail
This part's so
for
good.
solicitation of first-degree murder on your husband.
I didn't do anything.
Did you hear what I just told you?
I heard what you said, but I didn't do
Everything,
anything.
listen to me. Everything has been recorded. What do you want to do here?
I didn't do
Dog,
anything.
listen to
I
me.
didn't do anything.
You're going
I
to
didn't
jail.
do anything. Please, I didn't do anything.
Tell me you didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
You're going to jail today. As soon as I'm done, they're going to come in here and handcuff you and take you to the Palm Beach County Jail.
Nice.
Book you for solicitation of first-degree murder on your husband. Your husband is well and alive.
Thank God.
Oh, yeah, thank God.
Can I see him?
No, he doesn't want to see you.
I don't want to see him.
He doesn't want to see you.
Please.
You better quit your plan. Listen to me. I want you to quit your acting and get this over
To
with.
know who she reminds you of?
Yes, you are.
I promise.
Okay. You know what? You need a real
Feel like you
attorney.
will feel the
I
same
don't
way
know
I
what's going
do
on,
once
please.
we see
Oh my
the like
God.
part, the interview
What?
of her from jail.
Come here, please. Come here. Mike, come here. Come here, please. Come here.
Can't fix
Why
this.
not? I didn't do anything
I
to
heard
you.
you.
Mike, come here, please. Come here.
Then they ran out of patience, and Mike was outside the interrogation room the entire time.
$50
after
if
they
you
woke
kill
him up
this
that
cop
morning
and
with
get
the
me out of
message, "Your
here,
wife
but
wants to kill
also
you."
I didn't
mean it.
do
I
it.
swear. As she begs him to believe her. April Fools.
You attempted to hire someone to kill somebody else, meaning your husband, okay? And that's why you're here, and that's what you're getting charged with.
Okay, no.
You don't understand, or?
No. I never did that.
Okay, but that's what you've been charged with.
It turned out that she actually tried to frame him more than once by planting drugs in his car. And this wasn't
Jesus.
even her first attempt to kill him. She had poisoned his, like, a coffee with antifreeze before.
I don't remember that.
And when she went to trial, her defense? Acting. It was all an act. She knew she was being set up. She knew it was a sting. She knew she was being recorded. But she wanted to be a reality TV show star.
Right.
And so, you know, it's like Jersey Shore.
If this was a Guy Ritchie film, he would have been killed, but by someone else's hitman, like, totally.
TV often glorifies what we call bad behavior that appeals to the
I
gullibility
can't
of
believe this defense that she took,
The evidence will show that
sincerely.
the plot
What a
for the
loser.
contract killing of Mike
You
DiPolito
stupid little loser.
was never
I
real.
hope you're having a bad night in jail
It was
right
a
now.
stunt. it was a hoax, a ruse, a plan
1,
that Mike
2,
DiPolito,
3, 4, 5,
whether he'll
6,
admit it
7,
or not,
8, 9, 10.
hoped to capture the attention of someone in reality TV. The evidence will also show you
11.
that as it so happened, one of the
12.
original and possibly the oldest reality TV show on television is also
13.
involved in this case. The TV show Cops
14.
was coincidentally in South Florida to ride with the Boynton Beach
15.
Police Department during the week that Miss DiPolito was arrested.
6.
We believe that the evidence points to an orchestrated stunt
17.
to get Mike DiPolito in front of the cameras. We get to a point where Sergeant Sheridan tells Miss DiPolito that her husband is alive. And what does she say? Thank God.
Thank God.
Dahlia's of the belief that at this point, Michael
20.
DiPolito is going to come in and explain what they are attempting to pull off. It's time to end the scam. Sergeant Sheridan
Disturbing toilet
allows
thoughts. As deepfakes
Dahlia
become
DiPolito to
easier,
see
are we
Mike
going to see
DiPolito
corrupt
outside the
police
interrogation
units
room.
fabricating this kind
And
of video
you'll hear
evidence
Dahlia DiPolito
to lay charges
calling
against
Mike,
innocent people?
asking him to
I
come
would
into
not
the
be
room,
surprised if that's
speak to
already
her,
happened.
pleading with him to explain
I
what's
would
been
not
going
be
on.
surprised even
Mike was in it,
remotely.
Muhammad was in it, yada yada yada. They all wanted to be reality TV show stars. And so they thought if they kind of went along with it, it would explode the way it did. It's a ballsy defense, I'll give it that.
Did you ever try out for a reality show?
No.
Did you ever have aspirations to be on a reality show?
No.
Did you ever speak to a producer about an idea you had for a reality show?
No.
Did you ever write a script for a reality show?
No.
She was found
Now I
guilty
feel like
of
watching a
solicitation
Guy
to
Ritchie
commit
film,
first-degree
Sean.
murder, 20 years. Until she was able to appeal, and it was
Oh, no.
successful due to a jury issue. So she went on trial again. This time, the defense was that there was serious misconduct on the part of the police, due to it being filmed for the TV show Cops. And so the police overreacted by staging, the fake death. The police led her along. The police were playing it up. That retrial ended with a hung jury. And so she went on trial a third time.
6.
This time she was found guilty. 16 years in
7.
prison for Dahlia dipshit.
He's not gonna show it.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it interesting.
She reminds me of
This is a video I
Kenzer.
kind of wanted to make for a while because there's been so many different stories of murder for hire plots.
If you look up,
the fake
interviews
murder-
with
murder for hire plots, and I
Dahlia
kinda wanted to
DiPolito,
mash them up into a big old video. In fact, there were so
Sean,
many.
I
of the
think that you will
stories.
agree.
There will be a part
She
2
reminds me of Kenzer
of
a
this
lot.
coming soon, and it will have some more. of
Not
these
like,
crazy
not anything.
stories,
I love
some internet-based
Kenzer.
ones
Like not
and all.
anything.
It's coming. Daytime. Nighttime,
Yeah.
sometime. But for now, we shall leave it there. Really, thank you again so much for watching.
Yes.
And please, as always,
Nothing about her being a
care of
piece
each
of
other.
shit reminds me of her. I love Kenzie. But like just that she is like a like sweet little girl, and then like these like she's beautiful also, and then like the we've spent enough time on this piece of shit. Her mannerisms, like the way that she speaks and stuff. Was your only thought? Yeah. No. You should after stream tonight, you should 1,000,000% go. You know what? Maybe we'll be able to find the dreading one because that has it. Sorry, 1 second. Do this. Go to. I don't have a keyboard right now, so it's kind of harder for me to surf here. Do we see? Yeah, dreading. I don't remember if it's him or if it's JCS. It is JCS. Fuck. I don't think I am subscribed to JCS. We have a big long one that we can do for Monday. That's nice. Okay, well, can somebody just type in JCS Dahlia for me so that I can copy paste? I would be very appreciative. Please and thanks. Please. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Paste. Search. Okay. You have to see this. I'm telling you. It's basically her. It's crazy. Here we go. Okay. This is the interview that I'm talking about.
A crime here.
How damaging are these tapes to your client?
They are damaging because people have formed opinions.
Our job in the second trial is to provide the proper context.
It's
for
going to
the
get there in
jury
like a
to
second, I
see that
promise.
This is not really what it looks like.
Claypool claims she only kept up the act because Mohammed threatened her with a gun.
He threatened to hurt me and to hurt my family.
Did you believe he would?
Absolutely, yes.
So she was threatened.
She just gives me Kenzer vibes so big. Except for she's a piece of shit again, and Kenzer isn't.
Watching this?
Yeah, that's not ridiculous. You've got a 6'2",
Is that Cuomo's twin brother? Like, really?
230-pound man with a gun.
Saying you will do this
Absolutely.
YouTube hoax or else?
Right.
5,000% sure, not 100% sure, not 1,000% sure, but 5,000% sure. How do you explain that?
I look at that video and I see somebody who's struggling with whether she's really sure.
She's struggling? What?
Why? Well,
how is she struggling if she's 5,000% sure?
Well, you might find that humorous, but when I hear people say they're sure, I'm 110% sure.
Why didn't she just tell police her version of what happened?
I've asked her that question too.
15.
Oh, yeah, everybody. Hey, Sergeant. This was just a YouTube thing we were putting together. She was in a state of shock.
I couldn't react. I just completely froze. I wanted to get out of there, and I felt just paralyzed. The tape was a show. It was a tape. That was the purpose of it.
You were acting in those tapes.
Yes.
But you're telling the truth now.
Yes.
Why should we believe you?
Because it's what happened. It's the truth.
State of Florida versus Diane.
That's it. Okay. Sorry, I just had to show you that.
We, the jury, find as follows.
How much to commission a bagel bite themed piece? Hey, Chihuahua. I don't know. I would need actually, to be honest with you, I am not amazing at freehanding, so I would not feel right charging money. But I could point you to some people that I bet would love the money and would do a better job than me. XO Brutal, and also welcome. Everybody make sure that Brutal feels welcome. Also, I'm so sorry that you just came in here and now I'm going to do an ad break, but I really have to pee, and also I really want a yummy, yummy raspberry applesauce. So I'm gonna go do that. Everybody hang tight for just a minute, and we'll all be right back. 3 to 10 minutes. Hang tight.
James Rocks 18 cheered. Ha ha funny number 8.
Howdy, y'all. Sorry about the wait there. All right. Let's get this show right back on the motherfucking road. Me and Josiah have been watching Our Flag Means Death, and it is so good. I love Taika Waititi. He's just so great. His sense of humor is my sense of humor. And what we do, yeah, Rhys Darby is amazing. I've always loved Rhys Darby since like way back when he had a stand-up special that came out in tandem with the Flight of the Conchords doing stand-up specials. And I don't know if that's like how they all met or what, but I worship those guys. And What We Do in the Shadows, I think is like my favorite TV show besides Ghost Adventures. I can't shit on Ghost Adventures. I understand that is a bad take here, but I love that show and I don't care. But What We Do in the Shadows is fucking the best. And I think the movie is also my favorite comedy. Is Mothman here? They were. All right. Can I get 4 readies in chat, please? And we will get the show on the road. Is this live chat or pre-recorded? If live, can you wave to me? Hi, BB. Sorry if you felt like neglected or anything. I'm so sorry. I try to be active with my chat. I try, but I'm not always the best at it. All right, that looks like 4 readies to me. Let's do this shit. We only have 2 episodes of Our Flag Means Death left, and I'm really sad.
My name is Mike, and in this whole video,
we already did this
what we're gonna
one.
do today is something just like
Next is Chandler, and then yeah, whoever Tracy Richter is. Let's do that. Let's go.
Hey you,
babe.
My name is Mike, and in this whole video,
Will you come and say hi to everybody? Your head needs to be like here-ish, I think.
Hello, chat.
But if your head goes here, I could kiss it.
We're here.
Yeah. I love you.
Love you too. Hi, chat. How's it going? Why is it wet over here?
Because my water was sitting there and it's sweating because the ice inside, warm outside. Do with your head as demanded, sir. Did you know that I'm joining you on the next round table?
Is that true?
Yeah. Fred came in and was like, when can I get you in? He was like, we're scheduling. He wasn't like that. But I was like, when's the next one that Josiah's on? I'll be there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's good to know.
It got wet when you came over.
I mean, that makes sense.
Hilarious.
But yeah, that's good to know.
I'm very in love with you.
I'm with you too. We need to squeeze in a D&D session between now and then.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not actually. But a bunch of the questions that I had prepped were like about DMing.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, but
I'll be on the next one then.
No,
if you already have questions
I'll
prepped.
Just move those to the next one, and I'll make up questions that are like, "Who's your favorite dungeon master boyfriend?"
Just say which one is the sexiest. Do you think?
Yeah, then I'll just name a bunch of hot guys and then myself.
I love you.
Love you too.
I love him. Okay, here we go. Sorry.
video we are talking Tracy Richter. You know those people who just kind of make your skin crawl? You just see them and you're just kind of like,
6,
ugh.
8,
Even though
10,
they seem like
12,
grand,
14,
nice
16,
folk.
18, 20, 22.
This is one of those.
Thought we were
It
on
is
like.
to early Iowa that we shall go. I mean,
Why is
except
it
in modern
Iowa
day,
so
the
often?
town's called early, so. Yeah. And we will learn all about the character, and she
That's
was
not
quite the
true.
character.
Florida has that title,
Still
that
is.
singular
Tracy
fucking
Richter.
honor.
So, do you like?
Florida of the Midwest.
Want to give it a go?
No. That would be Missouri, by far and away.
To early Iowa we go. And what can I say about early Iowa? not much.
Ohio is where the weird shit
It is a
happens? I don't
community of
know.
under
I feel like it's
1,000
Missouri.
people, mostly working in agriculture, like we recently
A
talked about.
lot of the fucking shit that we
kinda-
have
same kinda
watched
stuff,
has been
really.
about
Mostly
Iowa.
farmers and that kind of stuff.
Like,
Everybody knowing each
disproportionately a
other's
lot.
beeswax.
I don't even
Tight-knit.
do it on purpose.
So then, when on one evening in December 2001, shots rang out in the home of a family of 5, well, that tends to get noticed. I think it would be noticed anywhere, to be fair. That's when, the usually unlocked doors of the
Sometimes it
houses in
isn't,
early
though, Mike. You know
went-
that. Wait. One, two,
There had
three,
been a
4,
break-in,
5,
shots
6,
fired, and
7,
a body
8,
bag
9,
needed.
10,
The
11,
home
12,
was of the
13,
Roberts
14,
family,
15,
made up of
16,
Michael,
17,
Tracy,
18,
maiden
two
name
more.
Richter, Bert from Tracy's
fine.
previous marriage.
Have I just missed Josiah
and
finding
then
out? I
Bono
invited you to
and
next
girl
Thursday's DM
Mason.
roundtable. You did. You
When the
just
police
missed
and
it.
EMTs arrived, they entered a scene of crying and screaming. Tracy and the children were safe, thankfully. The man of the house, Michael, he happened to be out of town. And, well, on the floor was a familiar face. It was 20-year-old Dustin Weedy, a neighbor of the Robert family. He had been shot 9 times, and he was beyond saving at
not
this
at all.
stage. Tracy, in shock, was taken to the hospital for breathing difficulties, but she was able to tell the police that she'd been attacked by intruders and that she'd been choked out with a pantyhose. So, what the hell? Dustin, he had a really good relationship with the Roberts. He would cut their grass for them, they would go to church together. So was he there to protect the Roberts from intruders, or was he one of the intruders? The latter. According to Tracy from her hospital bed.
James
There were
Rocks
2 men
18
that broke
cheered.
in. One
New badge
was
hype.
Dustin,
Hell yeah.
and the other, Tracy, didn't know him. He was a stranger, but she was able to give a description to the police. And they never asked for money, even though, when they were choking her and attacking her, there was expensive jewelry, about 20, 30 grand worth of jewelry all over the house. They weren't interested. Tracy said to the police that it seemed like they were there for her. She managed to grab a gun and shoot Dustin in self-defense to protect her and her children's lives. The other guy, he fled the scene and police put out warnings. And Tracy? Hero. Mama Line, you're prepared to defend her cubs. Kitty got claws. What a brave woman, Tracy was discharged from hospital after a few days. Husband Michael rushing back to her side.
So
the family had
confused.
reorganized the trip to Australia, where her husband Michael was originally from, so off they went.
We're still looking at several different areas. Again, we still have no clue who that second party was in the house that night.
Now, while they were, down under, the investigation
Okay, I need to just
continued.
count
they
stitches
had
for a second.
Tracy's
I'm so
story
sorry.
And, it seems to kind of match up, but they just needed to,
good night, Sean.
cross the T's, dot the I's.
Don't drink
and,
yourself
well,
to sleep.
I'm
not your dad.
A couple of things didn't exactly jive.
But I hope things are
with,
good.
Self-defense, really.
And that you're being healthy and good to yourself because
There
you're
were
my
9
friend and you better
wounds
be
on
good to my
Dustin's body,
friend.
like
I love
9
you.
bullet holes.
Have a good night.
From 2 different guns. 3 of them were to the head, and the angle was from above.
If it's a fun
Okay,
drinking
that's
yourself to
interesting. But
sleep, then that's
Tracy,
good.
she had her story and she was sticking to it. Her truth, if
Okay,
you
this
will. Hey, that's my
seems
truth.
like a lot more
You
than
better
20
believe it,
stitches
sucker. Her
between
truth,
these
not
two.
the truth. Not
That
long
feels
after the
like
murder,
20
Tracy went to
stitches.
visit the publisher
Yeah,
of the
what is
Storm
happening
Lake
here? Okay.
Times, a local paper, and was like, all right, I got a good one to tell you. She was mad to tell her story to anyone and everyone who would listen, I guess I am kind of a hero, haven't I? And she told exactly what happened.
My problem? What is my problem?
On the 13th of December, at 4 p.m., Dustin popped over. He lived very close by. She said she never felt comfortable with him around, but, he was just hanging out. She was saved by a friend not long after who arrived, and then Dustin left. However, the friend, Marie, she was supposed to stay the night. Both their husbands were out of town on business, But due to some problems and some baseball scheduling with her son Bert,
I love that we're
blah,
just
blah, blah,
naming
her friend
shitting
left.
after her.
Then,
It's the
that same
best.
day, the 13th, at 6 p.m., Tracy was bathing the youngest, daughter Mason. She heard a noise downstairs. She thought, Michael home early
Sorry, I'm
from
gonna
his
text
business trip,
Sean very quickly
maybe.
because that is my
Nope,
friend and
it
I
was
do love
Dustin
him and I want to make sure
and
that
some
he's
other
okay.
guy, and they were pounding up the stairs.
But our
She
fort-
ran with the baby and managed to
Okay,
put all the
hold
kids
on.
in the same room.
Is it okay
and
if I-
locked the door before she was dragged away?
Is
by
it
her
okay if I
ponytail.
get back to you after
They grabbed her,
stream
and she
so that I
tried to
can
run
like
to the gun
look
safe,
at
but she was
different
choked
ones
out by
that I've been up
pantyhose
against? Is
and
that
went
okay?
unconscious. She awoke to her kids screaming, the two intruders outside trying to kick the door in. Tracy was fucked hazy, her specky's gone. But then, her Richter sense kicked in and she cool as a cucumber went to the gun safe, tried to unlock it after failing multiple times, and the two intruders obviously didn't give a shit. Then she managed to get the gun out. Whack, whack, whack. She then got the other one, have some of that. She started blasting. Didn't take long, Dustin was dead on the floor, the other guy fled.
There's this person who's still out there, and as a mother, I have a natural instinct to want to protect my children.
And son Bert backed up everything Tracy said about what happened.
Okay, I want to know why.
Though, as we will learn about Bert, he loved his mother a lot.
Got the bat out and I was holding it. Somebody ran in my room. I put my bat up and they opened.
I
want to
know why she killed
hit her,
him.
but we missed. I mean, I didn't. I won't like. She had like paint needles around her arm, so I ran out. I can't untie it.
That was her story. Buy her a beer. I mean, that was her story kind of for a bit, because maybe it'll change slightly. Let's learn a little bit more about T-Dog, Tracy Richter. Her backstory, there's a lot in it, and we will learn that the shooting of Dustin Weedy was just the latest in a long line of instances. Tracy, she
Sick,
was just,
Fred. Thank you. I will
always up
definitely,
to no good.
either tell Josiah to tell you, or I will get
Tracy
hold
was
of you.
born in May 1966 in Chicago. She grew into a pretty smart girl, so much so that she got a scholarship to study radiography.
You think it was an
It was while
affair?
studying that she met John
She's
Pittman
so out of
III
his
in
league,
1987, and John
She's more
fell
suited to this
head over
guy.
heels for her. John was studying to be a doctor, and the two hit it off so well that they soon were engaged.
Minky's
The
here.
couple moved to Denver, where John started
Minky.
his residency.
Hi,
and the
bud.
Pittman family lived nearby too.
Hi, sweet boy.
Tracy was just
Very
everything
cute.
that John was looking for,
Good
in
for
a
her.
woman. Kind of weirdly so, to be honest. She was sharing all the interests
Hi,
John
baby
had.
man.
But as soon as the I do's
Okay,
were
I need
exchanged
to
in 1988,
count here.
Tracy changed. And she changed John to an extent. See, what happened was, one day, John's
heart
parents,
wants
they
what the
lived
heart wants
nearby,
for
and when
show.
one day both of his
For
parents,
show.
their credit cards were stolen, right, and thousands were spent. Well, investigating, all
I have
signs
dated-
pointed to Tracy, but John, no way.
All
Jose,
kinds.
which then led to
all
him kind
kinds
of
of
being
dudes.
separated, divided.
You're right. You're
from
absolutely
the
right.
rest of his own family. John
And a
was
couple
then
girls,
all
but
Tracy's. All
they were all
Tracy's when he was
knockouts.
around.
They were
He was
all
a
really
doctor, and he
hot.
worked
They
about
were all
120
way,
hours
way outside
a
my
week,
league.
which in turn then led to fractures between him and Tracy, and fights erupted all the time. One time they had a fight that escalated to the point where Tracy went upstairs, got a handgun, walked downstairs, pointed it at John. John said, "Fuck this," and he ran outside. While outside, he heard a single gunshot, and then Tracy walked out, apologized, and said she had tried to kill herself. John then called the police, just to be on the safe side. Tracy was charged with the discharge of a firearm and sent for a 6-month psychological
I
treatment.
just walked up to them and
Not
was like,
long after,
ready for
the
some
couple had
puss
a
time?
Band-Aid baby, Bert, born in
You
1990, hoping
are
this
putting
would
way
help the
too
marriage,
too much on that. It was
but
not.
nope, nothing
It
really
was not
changed
like
for
that. It
poor
was
John
just
and poor Bert.
puss time, and they liked my clumsy charm, like Woody
But John,
Allen.
he had a feeling Tracy wanted to increase his life insurance policy.
Someone has taken over my chat comments.
Okay.
Or I don't know
fine.
how
And he
that
worked long
where that
hours, so
last
Tracy would
comment
be,
came from.
She could be up to anything. when he was not around.
That's okay.
So John hired a private
thought
investigator to,
I asked, "Are you still
have a
here?
view.
Is it okay if I ask
Tracy
you
was
later?"
busy.
So I
She-
imagine
she
you just
just
missed a
liked
period,
dudes.
like a
Like a lot
pregnant
of
lady.
dudes. Some,
Don't tell
yeah,
SCOTUS.
we're up to no good. In 1992, John eventually moved the family again, this time to Chicago. Tracy was off the walls at this point. During the process of the move, their 3 dogs and 4 cats
12,
somehow
13,
got sold
14,
to an
15,
experimental
16,
lab.
17,
Tracy was
18,
responsible
19,
for
20.
organizing the pet
What the
moving.
shit?
And then the last straw.
I was about to say,
broke
was I
the
high? But I know I
camel's
was.
hump.
Either it's a ghost
This
or
is
a
some
cat.
scary
Okay,
shit.
okay.
One day, while at work, John got a call from Tracy. She was like, "Listen, I need to talk to you. Let's meet at the apartment." John said, "Okay." Not long after that, he got a call from the private detective who was tailing Tracy. John tells the private detective Tracy wants to meet up. And the PI says, "That's not a very good, smart, you're a doctor, idea." Because their apartment was on the east side, and the PI was tailing Tracy west. John wisely didn't go back to the apartment, even when Tracy called him saying, "I'm here now, where are you?" After that, the marriage was over.
12, 13,
Who knows what was waiting for John back in his apartment? Maybe a lollipop. The divorce was finalized in 1996, but the shitstorm was not over. The custody battle for young Bert was on. Tracy would accuse John Pittman of sexual abuse, child abuse, all that. The accusations were, found to be what they were, false.
Oh, that's really
And it was also
sweet.
learned that Tracy had forged John's signature on the life insurance
I
document.
am a fucking
so,
phenomenal
hey,
hugger, by the way.
in the end, though,
I
Tracy got Bert, and John had to pay
I
her
fucking
thousands of
rock at
dollars per
it.
month.
I was about to say I suck at it, but that just is patently false. My hugs
Not long after,
rule.
Tracy met
They are
someone
amazing.
online. Aussie entrepreneur.
There's a little bit of
Michael
magic in
Roberts.
each of them.
They hit it off. I mean, like really.
I think it's because I'm just
really
very,
hit it
very
off.
good at loving.
18 days after they first met face to face,
1, 2, 3.
they were married. Michael would move from Australia to America permanently because he was just crikey about Tracy.
I have not been paying attention.
You can probably tell where this is gonna go.
I really was interested
A
in
few
this
months
one. My
in,
ADD is
trouble
working
was
double time today.
Once again,
I
brewing.
heard that from the other
Tracy
room.
cheated. However, he
No,
stuck
don't
with
make
her
fun of
and
me.
Stood by her through the custody battles with John. Michael Roberts had only, one opinion of John Pittman, an opinion molded by Tracy. Around the same time,
12, 13,
Tracy
14,
was busy.
15,
she was
16,
she was always up to
17,
something.
18, 19,
She also
20.
managed to accuse a dentist, a former boyfriend, Joseph Laspisa, of sexual assaults. She accused him that
Now I
one
wanna
time
hug
while
IRL.
she was
We'll-
under,
we'll
you know,
try
he
really
was,
hard to make it happen,
doing all
Maz.
that. Basically,
Maybe
she
we will
woke
both
up
make
and
it
he
to a
was
Twitch
wanking on
con
top of her,
sometime.
and she tried to sue him for $150,000. Even at
Gotta
this
make
early
your bed
stage,
after washing
Tracy
sheets, but
proved
what
to be
a
not the
fucking
most believable
phenomenal
person,
feeling it is to
but
crawl
it
into
still
bed with
cost
fresh
him
sheets.
his
Ooh.
livelihood. So, right, eventually Michael and Tracy, the
Gotta do that
Roberts,
so you can sleep.
they
Are you outta
moved
here?
to the town of Early,
It's
Iowa.
good to see you, my
Why?
friend.
In 1998. The last decade, really. Pretty busy
With
for
three
Tracy.
weighted
She
wait- I
didn't,
don't even have
she didn't
one.
really
I
like
want one
wasting
so
much
bad.
Time. So I guess when they moved, maybe Michael was hoping,
Sorry,
well, maybe,
make you
there's not
burst it
much she can
open.
get up to in Early. Maybe that'll
What,
calm her
babe?
down. Boy, was he
I'll
wrong.
take care of him.
Soon after the move, they welcomed their first child together, a boy, and then in 2000, a girl. They
Know
set
what
up
to
their
ride
own
around
business,
in a
an IT
backpack on
company,
Dee Dee's
and became part
back.
of the community and the
Oof.
church. They were well liked by the people of Early.
You need a papoose?
Everything
Me
was
and Josiah
picturesque
call each other baboose.
on the
He's my
surface,
big
anyway.
baboose,
And
and
then
I'm
came
his
that
little
fatal
baboose,
evening
and I one
of
time
December
told
the
him
13th,
about
2001,
papooses.
when
So
Tracy
this is all
Richter,
fucking
Tracy
wild
Roberts,
to me that you
became
just
a
said
hero.
that in chat.
She became a hero for killing neighborhood boy.
I intentionally have
Dustin
my
Lee.
bedside AC unit pointed
Now,
onto my
Dustin was a
bed sheets with
quiet
my
kid,
covers open,
loved
so when I lay down, you
computers.
get
He was
that
a
fresh
loner,
cold feeling.
gentle,
Fuck
not,
yeah.
not someone you would think
Fuck
would
yeah.
do what he had
And then you
done.
warm it up with your body. Ugh, what a fucking amazing feeling.
So now we're back to late 2000.
Weighted blankets are the
Michael,
best.
as
I got
said,
my
he
mother-in-law to get me
rushed
one for
back
Christmas,
to
and I have
be at
slept with it every
Tracy's
night. Yeah,
side.
I imagine.
He even offered a $10,000
I'm
reward
so
for
they're
information
supposed
on
to be
who-
amazing for
who,
anxiety
Tracy,
too,
who was
which
this other guy who
my
broke
anxiety
into
is
the
so
house with
fucking
Dustin.
severe.
But Michael, he
It's
was
awful and terrible.
shocked
My
that this
friend
happened.
who
He
she's a
considered
nurse practitioner.
Justin a friend.
She said
Why
that
why would he do this?
I could
Tracy
probably
said, you know,
get
that this didn't seem like it was
disability
about money. That
from the government
it seemed
from
like
how
they
bad
were
my
there
anxiety
for her.
is.
This was just murder.
I never
But
did,
why? You know,
because
maybe
I
there
do
really
this,
just
and I
is
feel like it
nothing
would
to do
be
in early,
pretty shitty to
or
double
maybe
dip on that
somebody
front.
Put them up to it. What if Dustin
Weighted
had
blankets
been
are
hired
the only way. They just make
kill her?
everything
This is a
better. You
contract
guys are making me so
killer.
jealous.
He mentioned
I
this
don't
to
have one,
Tracy.
and I
What
can
about that
never
dentist,
justify
you know,
getting
Joseph
one.
Spisa? You know, there was a court case coming up about her accusing him of sexual assault. Maybe he wanted her gone.
11,
Tracy said, that's
12,
good,
13,
but I got one better.
14,
I know who this was. I know
15,
who put
16,
Dustin up to this.
17, 18, 19,
Ex-husband
20, 21,
John
22?
Pittman, her nemesis. See, Dustin's car had been
Riot!
parked outside the Richter home.
Well,
Just, you know, pop in the
Riot.
store. Just take a second.
I was
Inside
being
Dustin's car, they
Gareth
found a
the
pink
Goblin
notebook.
King.
In the notebook, Dustin wrote of a mysterious fellow, named John Pittman, who had
Jareth.
hired him to kill Tracy and
I'm the worst.
11-year-old Bert.
Hi, Luke.
Now, it was
How are
written
you?
in Dustin's
You just
handwriting,
missed
so,
Fran.
okay,
You
it
just
was him,
missed
but,
Fran.
like,
Sean was in
Dustin
here.
and John, you know, would never have met.
You have anxiety. That
And even if
is
they
enough
had
justification.
somehow
Well,
met,
but they're
why
expensive
would
and
John
like
Pittman hired Dustin, a 20-year-old loner computer kid, to kill his ex-wife? Doesn't make sense at all. The police thought the story smelled like shit, but Tracy, she was
Sorry,
sticking
I'm
to
just,
that story. Tracy was happily
doing the
pointing the finger at her ex-husband, John Pittman, and everybody lapped that up. The media, she even
Catelyn,
appeared on
thank
the
you so
Montel
much.
Williams show. Unfortunately, we
Riot.
don't have a clip. Well, the
Yes.
police just thought everything was
Well,
very fishy,
Riot.
and none of this
well off.
added up. Eventually, they
Tomorrow's
already
your
know there wasn't
birthday.
really
Happy
enough to go on,
birthday.
and it was closed as a
That's very
self-defense
exciting.
shooting. You know,
You're
case closed.
turning 37.
Tracy stayed married to Michael, and life went on.
You don't have to answer that.
But as you know, you've
I
seen
also might be
so
way
far in
off.
the story, it won't stay boring for very long.
1, 2. Wait, yeah, this is 22. Fucking, we're gonna go with it.
Roughly a year after the shooting, on
I'm gonna
Thanksgiving
go
Day
with it.
2002, a man was discovered unresponsive at a graveyard.
Actually,
near Early.
no. Here's what we need to do. We need to be
It was
counting
Brett
shells.
Weedy, Dustin Weedy's father.
There's supposed
He
to
had
be
shot
40
himself
shells.
by his son's final resting place. He left a note saying his heart was broken after Dustin's death, and he cried every day. More tragedy for the Weedy
A
family.
canopy bed with
Well, they
multiple layers
wouldn't
of
roll
curtains,
over.
including
In
shower
late
curtains, so it's actually
2003,
opaque.
they filed
Inside
a
is moons and
wrongful
outside
death suit
vines.
against
The TV
Tracy.
at the foot that I
It
cast.
was dismissed, however, in
Ambience videos
2005.
too. Pillows lining the
In
wall
meantime,
side.
Michael and
Shelves,
Tracy's
sconces with
marriage
electric
went
candles,
south.
and a
Tracy had
fan
more
nailed to the
affairs,
wall.
they
Yeah, that
fought,
sounds
same old
amazing.
story. She
Could I
kicked and
come have
punched
a
holes in the
slumber
walls. Of course,
party?
Michael, you know, would be the one ending up in police custody after these fights, where Tracy would come to his rescue, you know, taking him back from the police.
You have the
taking
coolest
him
sounding
home,
bed of all time.
where the cycle can
Oh,
continue again.
do you do a firm or
Michael,
soft
after
mattress
time,
though?
believed his time was running out as long as he
I'm
was
like
with Tracy.
acting like we're
He thought
actually
on
planning a
multiple times
sleepover
she
for like
came
tomorrow
very
night or
close
whatever.
to ending him.
Okay, I have to
Around
count
the
these
same time,
shells.
Michael began to
1,
severely
2,
doubt Tracy's
3,
version
4,
of events
5, 6.
during
wait,
the Dustin
Oh,
Weedy
fuck,
shooting.
I suck. Firm
And he
mattress,
went to
soft
speak
mattress
with
topper.
the investigators.
I couldn't have crafted a more beautiful answer. Not with every word and a couple of magic spells at my disposal. Your bed sounds rad and I want to fucking sleep in it. I used to have a canopy bed too, like a 4-poster canopy bed, like a full-on princess bed. It was dope, but I could never find the kind of curtains that I wanted for it at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
In 2004,
12,
Michael, like
13,
John,
14, 15,
had enough.
16,
He filed for divorce. In the
17,
meantime, Tracy, of
18.
course, accused him of abuse, of child abuse, of being just a horrible person. She's not even
I'm
original.
awful at
Like, this is
counting. I have
exactly
to
what she
start
accused
over.
John of doing and being. But this time, Tracy had another trick up her sleeve. The attack. Tracy went to the police. Ooh, you know,
That's the thing. I don't
actually,
even
it
have
wasn't
$25
John
or $35.
behind the
Like
attack.
all the money up there,
It was Michael.
that is going
Michael, who just
towards
so happened
stuff for the
to
stream.
be out
Is
of
going
town
towards
when it happened.
stream stuff. all of the money that
What
I
more do
make
you
from
need?
like subs
Tracy
and
told the
bits and
police that
stuff
Michael,
goes
he
immediately to
talks
bills.
in his sleep.
We are
Get
in
a
a
load of this, and
constant
he
state
just
of
spilled
playing
the beans.
catch up.
He told her everything, you know, while he was
For
asleep.
now, his channel is
There
doing
you go.
really
He
well,
confessed.
so we're hoping
She would tell anybody who would listen that Michael was responsible
that
for the
won't
attack.
be
He's the
such
one
an issue
who put
for
Dustin and this other
too
intruder
much
up to it,
longer.
and that he was
Okay.
a crazy person. He was
Sorry,
crazy.
guys, give me one
In
second here. I'm gonna
2007, the divorce
completely
was
concentrate
finalized.
on this. 1,
Tracy,
2,
despite
3,
Michael's best
4,
efforts,
5,
got the kids.
6.
From there,
7,
Tracy took the
8,
kids
9,
to Omaha,
10,
Nebraska. Michael, he moved
11,
not too
12,
far away, you know, to
13,
try and be close to
14,
his children.
15, 16,
He would end up
17,
needing a
18,
restraining order
19,
against Tracy.
20.
See, Tracy was gonna ride him the entire way. She went to the sheriff, right, in 2009 and had a picture of
21,
Dustin's body.
22,
she said Michael
23,
planted
24,
it
25,
in her
26,
car. He was trying to
27,
drive
29,
her crazy. Now Michael was cleared. The sheriff's office found no supporting
31, 32, 33,
anything against
34,
Michael,
35,
and they thought that
37,
Tracy Richter was trying to make reports against them because there was upcoming child support
Okay, that is the right
like
number of
proceedings.
shells.
They were
So
looming,
yeah,
and she
I
was
am just
basically
gonna
trying to
go with
screw him
it.
over. Tracy, you know, seeing that the
Just gonna
police
go with
weren't interested in basically nailing
I also have
Michael
a
Roberts to the wall,
self-made
she told the
birch
lead detective that he had,
That's small
and I
broom
quote, made
at
her
the
list.
curtain entrance because
So,
my ancestors believed a birch broom
better
at the
watch out.
entrance stops curses
around
from
this time,
following you
she'd also
inside.
get convicted
Yeah.
of welfare
I
fraud
heard that
and get
before too.
probation.
Back when I was
Now, this is kind of a weird part.
reading
but
up on
bear with me.
Wicca.
Around this time, talking about 2010,
back
Tracy
in like
Richter
my
changed her
early
name
teens, like legit 13,
from Tracy
14,
Richter to
when I
Sophia
was learning about
Therese
Wicca.
Corina
I
Baroni
read a bunch about
Edwards. She was living under that name, her business was under that name, and she also went around town with a British accent, which I'm sure was hilarious. Just bizarre. So while she was, you know, busy trying to frame ex-husband number 2, Michael Roberts, for anything and everything she absolutely could, Booker Shaw Kennedy, you know, a new prosecutor, entered the picture and reopened the shooting of Dustin Weedy. New things were discovered. Namely, Dustin had been shot in the back of the head while laying on the floor. This was not self-defense. This was murder. Also, there were no signs of forced entry. The Roberts, unlike neighbors, they did lock their doors, but their doors weren't busted in. They also entered without weapons.
That was nice of you to
This
rescue
entire
them,
scene
Quinn.
didn't make sense. And on the 27th
I'm
of
sure that
July
having the
2011,
extra money isn't
Tracy
gonna fucking
Richter
suck
was
or anything,
arrested
but
for the
it
murder
was still nice
of Dustin
you.
Weedy.
Yesterday,
Interested
Iowa
in uncovered
law
government
enforcement
corruption,
arrested
environmental
45-year-old
stupidity,
Tracy
and
Ann
people
Richter
poking
Roberts
fun at
for
it?
2001
Always.
death of 20-year-old Dustin Weedy
Absolutely.
in early Iowa. Richter Roberts is charged with murder.
I mean,
in
I'm
the
into
first-degree
learning
Class
about
A
it.
felony.
I'm not into it
She is
happen. I
currently
hate
being
that it
held in Douglas
happens.
County Jail in
I'm
Omaha,
fine with
Nebraska.
poking fun at
is
it.
jailed for murder tonight in Omaha.
For a shooting that happened a decade ago in central Iowa. Take a look at Tracy Richter Roberts. Her ex-husband gave us this picture.
God,
In
she was
2001,
smoldering,
she told
hey?
investigators that she shot a home invader.
Well, now the Sac County Sheriff's Office says new evidence proves otherwise.
Investigators believe the shooting was premeditated murder. She's a divorced mother of 3, recently engaged. Now, Tracy Richter Roberts is a murder suspect. 10 years ago, she told authorities she killed Dustin Weedy in self-defense at her home in early Iowa. Now investigators believe she planned the killing herself.
It was obvious that she made every attempt to think things out, and was very calculating in how she handled all her affairs.
The arrest complaint says Richter Roberts deliberately shot 20-year-old Dustin Weedy with 2 separate handguns, and that a piece of evidence was found in Weedy's car following the murder. Investigators believe she manufactured and planted that same evidence in Weedy's car to make him look like a home invader. The sheriff says
Wow.
only investigators and Richter Roberts
Holy
know the
shit.
details of that evidence. Richter Roberts accused her ex-husband and father of her children of planting a crime scene photo from that Iowa murder in her car. She said to make her
Was
look
that a
bad at
KCRG
custody
logo?
hearing.
Probably the story's out of
The whole
Iowa.
story raised red flags for investigators.
He just had a hunch that, you know, that there was just something not right.
Richter Roberts' family,
Nobody's made me
including
for
her
a while,
brother,
but
who's
I'm
a
fucking
police
doing it. I'm
detective in
thirsty.
Chicago, stand by her story that 2 intruders almost beat her to death.
We know what happened.
Now you miss Iowa?
Very much.
Is it in the cards for you to go visit sometime
I'll
soon?
set that up. I mean, it just
Because my family and I are trying to make me go for a
Funnily
visit
enough,
soon too.
and weirdly enough, when they arrested her,
Millennium
Tracy had in her
Falcon. Oh,
possession
so
a
many of my
more
IRL friends are
name-change,
stopping in tonight. I
like,
know
documents.
that
She was
person
gonna change
in
her
chat,
name
that Millennium
again.
Falcon guy.
This
I love
time,
that
it
guy.
would be Heidi Joanna Frostbacker, right?
Hi.
Unusual name,
It's- I miss
interesting.
you too.
Where's- where'd
I
that
will let
come
you
from?
know
I hear you're
also
back
if
in
I
dog.
get
So
to
get a
do
load of this,
an
right?
Iowa
Heidi
visit
Frostbacker
sometime.
just so happened.
Oh,
to
you
be
hydrated
the
in the right. I
same
will give
name
you an extra one.
as
Thank you,
Michael
Moth,
Roberts,
for looking out for me.
his new wife.
Also, J-Rod will
What
do
are the
another.
odds?
Thank you. Puss time.
There are a number of matters that we need to attend to this morning.
Hi, sweet Kika.
The trial
And Kitty
of Tracy
Cat's here.
Richter began on the 24th of October, 2011.
I have
This
to
is
burp
what the
really bad and it's
prosecution
not
said
happening and I can't
happened.
make myself.
The evidence in this case will show that the defendant did not want to lose physical custody to Dr. Pittman.
That is an alert. Puss
To
time.
show that the defendant did not like Dr. Pittman. She had a strong dislike for Dr. Pittman. So the defendant came up with a plan.
Quinn, I think that I
to make
would
it look
probably
like
be
Dr.
going
Pittman
sooner than July,
was involved in hiring
unfortunately.
Dustin Weedy.
It would be cool if we
to hurt
could
her.
coordinate once so we could hang out,
Dustin Weedy was
have
at
a
her
couple
house
beers and
on
play some
December
video
13th.
games like old times, hey?
There is a pink spiral notebook that he's writing in. The pink spiral notebook will
Wait,
contain
3, 6,
information.
9, 12,
It
15.
appears to make it look like a journal.
Getting
although
married
there's
in
no dates.
September!
And in the information in that pink spiral notebook, it will show that
Congratulations!
Dustin's writing. Dustin
I
writes
knew.
to Dr.
Okay,
Pittman
this is so narcissistic of me to say, but I knew
either
when
kill
you introduced her to me that she was like special.
or
I
make
could
it
tell.
look like
That's awesome.
murder
I'm so
suicide
excited
that
for you.
the
Also,
defendant killed
Palest
her
Moon, thank you so much
herself.
for the follow. You're amazing. I
Dr.
appreciate
Pittman will tell
you.
you he didn't even know Dustin Weedy.
Tracy Richter bought the pink notebook. She lured Dustin over that day. Her friend turned up, so she had to make up an excuse for them to leave. Then, when Dustin came back over later that day, she held him at gunpoint and forced him to write all that stuff in the journal, saying he had been hired by John Pittman.
Jesus.
Then she killed him and planted the book in his car. Dustin was shot in the head for the last time 10 minutes after the previous shot. Tracy wanted to make sure he was dead before the police arrived. Tracy said she was choked out by
Christ.
pantyhose. Yeah, that didn't match her injuries. She just made up everything.
Verdict form number 1, we the jury find the defendant, Tracy Ann Richter, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree. Is that your verdict?
Okay, Quinn. I'll let you know what I know when I know it. Do you want an alert sound created
think
for
it'd be
Puss
over,
Time? No,
right,
that's
when
okay.
she
I
was
appreciate
found
you.
guilty
Did I remember you from
on the
playing with
4th
John
of
Wolf? Oh,
November,
I love
2011.
John Wolf.
Nope. She's
Glad
got
to see you
more
still stream.
shit up her
Yeah,
sleeve.
I stream
On the
every
5th of December 2011,
every single
Tracy was sentenced
weeknight.
to life in prison without
We
the
watch
possibility
spooky
of parole.
shit and crochet or knit sometimes, but it's really I need a better setup before I can truly do knitting streams. Just doesn't work
I do
out
believe
nicely.
that you deserve justice.
It's very hard
I really
to
do.
hold it in a way that
But
it can be seen. But thank
I
you
didn't
so much for
murder your
coming
son.
over. That's so nice of you. We don't really do video games anymore,
In
but that might
prison,
change.
she
We might
became
do
best
one
buds
video
at
game a
pen
month
pals with a convicted
with
child
subs.
rapist.
I'm thinking
named
of
Jim
doing
Landa. They wrote
Amogus
creepy
streams with
letters
subs.
to each other, and in one letter she sent him,
Town
she
of
gave
Salem.
him enough
Woof,
information
would
to
n- I
be able
never
to
wanna play that
find
game
Michael
ever.
Roberts
3, 6,
and her own
9,
2
12.
kids. And it was basically
15, 18, 19.
well,
oh shit!
if something
I
happens,
fucking
you know,
marked it on the 19th. Stitch.
wink,
We
wink.
need it on
She
the
also
20th.
tried, like from prison, to destroy the reputations of those she said wronged her. There was a site called Ripoff Report. It doesn't seem to exist anymore, but basically a person can
I remember
publish a
Ripoff
complaint
Report.
which then stays up. If the accused person wants the complaint to be removed, a $2,000
No pressure, but
non-refundable
why
fee
no more
has to be
video
paid,
games? I just
and
didn't
the
really
evidence
like-
of the falseness of this complaint has to be presented.
I'll-
So basically,
I'll put
anybody
it
can post
this
anything
way.
about anyone, and make shite of your
I
reputation.
very
John
much
Pittman
prefer
and Michael Roberts were
the
both
community that
highly
we are
impacted by
cultivating
this.
now.
Tracy's
Not to say
sunbursts,
that my
it seems
core
she, had
community
quite
hasn't
a lot of
always been
control over
amazing
him.
because it
She
has,
used him as a
but the
pawn,
new
then to
people
get
that we
information about
attract
John and
now
Michael. As for Michael
are
Roberts, back in
of
2011, he got full
higher
custody of the
quality
children
more
and moved to
often.
California with him.
A lot
His
less
plan was to move
assholes
back
just
to
come in,
Australia,
say
but
I'm
that plan
fat
was
and
shattered
leave.
when Tracy
You
was
know what I
convicted, and it
mean?
was ruled that she had visitation rights with the children. Then in 2014,
3, 6,
after
9,
another long
12,
battle,
15,
Michael and his
18,
family
19,
successfully moved back to
20.
Brisbane, Australia.
Wow, that was
They are
just
now,
bad
you know,
police
safe
work. If someone was
from
hired to kill
Tracy,
someone
they
and they
got
knocked them
away.
out,
Not everybody was
and
that
don't kill them,
fortunate.
that should be
December
a red
of
flag.
2000,
Something ain't right with the story. I didn't see it.
I
It's a much less
Tracy
toxic
assaulted me,
environment.
physically assaulted me, and
Weirdly,
I told her at that
the
point I was
fucking
gonna file
horror
for divorce.
community is like the
And,
nicest I've ever met.
45 minutes later, I was in handcuffs.
Now I want to go to a random to say I'm fat and then
Several times. How did you do that? I had been systematically drugged over a period of time. I think maybe a minimum of a week, maybe a little bit more. And I thought I was having some
fat.
sort of breakdown.
Then you
I was off with
peace
the
out.
fairies.
Somebody reads
I
it.
did not
It's
know
just
whether
like
I was
it's like a
in
really
reality or
good
a
guy
dream
streamer,
state.
and they're like, "Oh, do you want to talk
And,
about it? Like, actually, I kind of know a lot
she
about nutrition. I
said
can
she
help
wanted
you
to do a
out."
trust exercise with me, and I thought that's like fall over backwards. She'll catch me, and I'm like,
Oh,
you know,
fuck.
whatever's going to save this marriage. And she had rolled me up in a king size cotton sheets, and when I woke up, I was in like a cocoon state, and she was sitting on top of me, and I had a plastic bag over my head. And she asked me to take deep breaths until I pass out. She would then take the bag off my head. I would wake up, and I would trust her forever because I would know that she could have killed me, and yet she didn't.
Now, there is a movement, albeit small, that says Tracy is innocent. She is wrongfully convicted. That Michael must have told Dustin about John Pittman, and Dustin really did try and kill her. This is led by Bert Pittman, now Bert Richter. There's also another man some have said, could have been the second intruder, but he was cleared by the police, and I don't believe she's been wrongfully convicted. She absolutely destroyed the lives of many people, entire families, her own family, even, and ultimately destroyed her own life as well by bringing it all upon herself. So I guess you kind of could say, right, this has a happy ending. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this whole video. Listen, I'll see you as always real soon in
I think
the next
you're
one.
very
Till
high
then,
quality, Mosh.
please look after yourselves. Mike
out. Okay, guys. I think we're gonna call it after that one. I think it's time for us to call it here for tonight. Remember that we are not gonna be here tomorrow. So make sure that you're following Callista Chan. I will tweet out a stream, and I will mention it in chat, Discord before we do it. We're gonna be playing some Blood Hunt. I'm not great at it. CB! No, you're of the highest
Couchbound
quality.
Hero Sparkler, low quality viewer right here.
Okay, all right. So a couple of shill things before we go. I'll make myself all big and huge. I just want to say thank you all so much for being here. I've had a really, really lovely evening thanks to you. I'm sorry that I'm not feeling 100%. I just completely lost my train of thought. I'm the worst. Please follow me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/ZER0DYXY. I always live tweet a fun selfie when I am going to go live on Twitch and YouTube. I go live on YouTube also, so if that's your preferred platform, feel free to watch there. I have a Discord. It's just https://discord.gg/fartslide. That will get you to my server. You have to be a member for 10 minutes before you can start talking. So might as well get that 10 minutes started right now, huh? Might as well. And then also, I have a Patreon. I would like to thank my patrons. I have 4 patrons, guys. It's awesome. They're so wonderful. Right now, there's not really any rewards for it, and there might never be, but I think actually there will be. Anyway, just a really quick thank you to Big Wolf Paws, Quinn Kenobi, Laura Cody, and Katie Bailey. I appreciate you guys so much. If you guys want to check it out, it's just patreon.com/0doxy, ZR0DOXY. And also, everybody, please go follow Josiah. His channel is doing so well right now, and the more that we can snowball that, the better for us. I would maybe even be able to I would be able to stream a lot more often, essentially, if things were better for us. So anyway, I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow on Callista's stream, okay? All right, have a good one, guys. Good night. Fudge Dugans, we're gonna raid somebody. Would you guys all please say the number of cats you wish you had? Say the number of cats you wish you had in chat right now so that we can send you over to somewhere fun.